Kia ora, hello and welcome to the capital here in Wellington. Sunday afternoon hoops. And for the Saints and the Tuatara, their first look at the brand new Sky Broadband Rapid League. Great to have you with us, Justin Nelson, Casey Frank. And from what we've seen so far, Casey, with the Sky Broadband Rapid League, this is going to be up and down very, very quick.
Well, pace will certainly be the name of the game, especially with this Wellington State squad. We know that they're going to push the pace. The Tuatara, a little bit more of an enigma on how they're going to approach this, but I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Well, let's have a look at the Sky Broadband Rapid League ladder so far. 4 games have been played. What a beauty last night. The Airs and the Jets, 76 points scored in just 16 minutes of action. Quite amazing it was.
Well, fantastic to see some new players jump onto the scene as well. Nico Hill, excellent in that game and providing the exact opportunities that this league was envisioning when it came to fruition.
Well, as we said, these two teams get their first look at this brand new competition. Lots of young guns and some older players as well. Tuatara starters for this one. And speaking of experience, Ruben Fitzgerald, I should say, we've been looking at him for a few years now. What about Nick Barrow, 32 years of age?
Well, maybe not the opportunities for all the unknown players, but an opportunity for Nick nonetheless. Certainly deserves it, and will be probably looking to play at a slightly different pace than some of the younger fellas.
And the Saints starters for this one, well, there's lots of young guns here, and this organisation has high hopes for many of them. Troy Plumtree, he has huge raps on him, the 17-year-old.
And 17, when you say 17, just turned 17. He's not about to turn 18. He is a young fellow. Love the frame on his body. I've heard great raps about his athleticism and his willingness to attack the rim.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head for this one. Nick Barrow, lots of experience. He's been around for a long, long time. Josh Tagovailoa, great news for the Saints. He's back here in the capital after 1 year with the Hawks.
And his athleticism is sure to be on display today with what he can provide in playing above the rim. Of course, Nick Barrow, a very steady hand. If I'm the Tuatara, I'm looking to get him the ball in the post.
Well, we're just about set to get underway here. Sky Broadband Rapid League coming to the capital for the first time. Of course, the NZNBL not too far away. What a showdown that'll be this afternoon. The Saints and runners-up 2 years in a row, the Tuatara.
And looking to try and take that extra step. They've put together quite a squad. And it'll be interesting to see how some of these guys who are trying to fight for bench positions and backup positions on that NZNBL team, how the Rapid League factors into that opportunity.
Get ready for a slick start here. This is quick fire stuff, 4x4 minute quarters. No timeouts from the bench. Player timeouts, 1 apiece per half. And we are just about set to get started. Up they go. Second effort is a good one. A little bit of a kick there. It was off the foot of Plumtree. And it'll be a Tuatara ball in the grey.
Yeah, not quite the quick start we were looking for, but Plumtree couldn't quite get control and reached out that foot, went for the purposeful kick. And now we're into half court, so just 14 seconds on the clock. A possibility for the Saints to pressure these passing lanes.
Barrow to Fitzgerald, the two experienced players here for the Aucklanders. Nick Barrow already banging bodies inside the paint. You're going to see a lot more of that throughout the next 16 minutes. Whistle, foul, and we're going to see some opening shots here.
Well, I like the mindset. This is a Tuatara squad that's got some beef. Very few teams in the Rapid League are going to have this type of size that they're going to be able to start. And the mismatch that Ledger was able to exploit there in the first post is a nice job by his teammates finding him in the post and giving it to him where he can be successful.
23 years of age, Josh Ledger, already with his 4th team, believe it or not. Previously with the Giants, the Bulls, and the Jets. He has built up a bit of experience, hasn't he?
You know, with the Jets, I think he was really solid last year. Before that, he was looking for that opportunity to really get some playing time, but I like his frame, I like his aggressiveness. And the good thing about Rapid League is there's a shorter game, so it's probably less likely he's going to foul out.
Missed both there. Thada Paese, his first touch. Opening points maybe for the Saints, doesn't go down. Barrow got a hand on it, loose ball. Saints will go again. Plumtree from the corner. That one a little bit too deep. There's a foul against Kafaru Hippolyte.
Man, the Saints really playing with some pace in the half court. There's got to be a difference. You got to listen to John Wooden on this one. Be quick, but not in a hurry. They're just looking a little rushed on that initial possession. We're looking for those nerves to calm as this game goes along.
We last saw Ruben Fitzgerald at the 3x3 Cup. put up some good numbers in that competition. Both teams still looking for the opening score here. In the Sky Broadband Rapid League, Barrow's going to get a second opportunity.
But that was all created by Jameer Reed. I really like his patience there coming off the on ball, surveying the defense and delivering it to Barrow where he could complete the job and get the finish.
Just 16 years of age, Jameer Reed, and for those that are familiar with the name, younger brother of Tara Reed, who plays in the Tauihi competition. Big opportunity here for the Saints. They are up and going. Pilcher.
I like the unselfishness by Kafaru Hippolyte, but Pilcher, you gotta go up with some power, but I got the two. That's the most important part.
2 apiece early. Reed. Shut down low. Keeps his options alive. Fitzgerald brings it back out. 7 on the shot clock now. Fires from deep. Ruben Fitzgerald, down it goes.
And not bad defense there by Plumtree, but he's got to be on that three-point line when it's a three-point shooter. Half step back gave him the opportunity to drain it.
Midway through the first quarter, it is rapid fire stuff in the Rapid League. Very, very quick.
The speed with which these teams play is phenomenal. The back and forth nature of the sport, especially in this Rapid League, is accentuated. And you can already see Tapu shoving those guys in and out off the bench for the Tuatara, making sure that those who are going to be playing later on today have a little bit of legs left in them.
Of course, this competition features the 7 players who are coming off the bench in the NZNBL later this afternoon. Great innovation. Foul and basket made good. Caslow Evans Jr.
Well, a phenomenal jab step there on the catch, completely freezing the defender and forcing him to go. Look at this little jab step, makes him jump, clears out all that space, gets the foul early, gets the foul late, strong enough to get it up off the glass and get the finish and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Played 4 games with the Nelson Giants last season, the 20-year-old. Good pedigree too. The old man was a decent sort of a player, Case.
Okay, Kaz is a well-respected player. He certainly talks up the game that he had.
Most old players do.
I know I got incredibly better once I retired.
Tuatara here, up by 2. Reed goes in down low to Barrow, who I think is going to be a handful.
Well, if you don't have a player Barrow's size, he's going to score in the post. He scores against guys who are bigger, as Tito Gaval might have gotten away with a bit of a travel, but turns it over nonetheless.
Wiley. Reed now, Barrow wants it again.
Back to the post. Nice pass though.
Did well, didn't he? Inside, outside, and that's what it ends with. Will Ledger for 3.
The younger of the Ledger brothers in this roster. Nice find by Barrow. Ledger just potting up, catches, shoots in rhythm. Nice shot, big lead for the Tuatara early.
This is a hot start, isn't it? Basket there for the Saints.
Hippolyte out of the corner there, takes his time. He's got a bit of a speed advantage on Barrow, so he should continue to try and get those catches on the perimeter, force him to guard him in 3, and then look for driving opportunities.
Here's Reed. Moving the ball well, the Tuatara. Foul called, nearly got the drop there for Wiley.
And the offensive foul Nick Barrow called.
Probably not for the first time this season.
Nick Barrow's not quite sure where that contact came from. But if there was a foul on Nick, at some point in time, he had earned it. So I'm okay with the whistle coming his way. But Wiley unable to get that one to go.
Opening quarter, Sky Broadband Rapid League to Targa Laval. Sends it out into the hands of Pilcher. They settle, Plumtree. Tuatara leading this one 10-7 at the moment.
Just 8 seconds left in this one. Tuatara have to work quickly and look for Ruben Fitzgerald to let it fly.
Creates a lane, draws the foul, good contact. And he's off to the line, Ruben Fitzgerald. And he is a player, Casey, that can really light things up here in the Rapid League.
Yeah, he's got that ability. We've seen his scoring ability in the 3x3. At times last year with the Tuatara, he was able to get shots, and he certainly has confidence in that shot. He's got a great, strong frame, so solid defensively as well. And on that drive there, we saw the strength. The foul came through. He was able to just bring his arms through that one, get it up on the net. Couldn't get the first free throw to go. Hopefully he drops this one.
10-7 lead to the Aucklanders. Make that 11. Good start from them this afternoon. Late opportunity here for the Saints. That one away to the left. In the first quarter for these two teams in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, done and dusted. 11-7 lead to the Tuatara. Casey, Frank, your opening thoughts?
Well, I like the pace. I like the strategy of the Tuatara, playing to their strength, going into the post. They've got that size advantage on the Saints right now, and they are punishing it with those passes onto the interior.
Plenty of steals over the opening round. This is probably the biggest and best of all. The Cowles NBL steal combo. What a way to start the season, just $30. QR code. Go and enjoy yourself some Cowles pizza on a Sunday afternoon.
That one's good till the end of the Laud weekend. That's going off till next Tuesday. So you get your Monday night dinner sorted too.
It is the #1 combo sold up and down the country at Cowles.
As it should be. I don't think there's a better deal on the menu. Did you see Coach Troy McLean, head coach for the Saints last year?
Yeah.
And assisting now back under Zico Cornell. Certainly a wealth of experience for Troy, and in particular with this Saints franchise. No one has more experience with this team than that man right there.
Here's a fun stat. The last time Zico Coronel and Troy McLean were together,
is Troy playing?
2021. One was coach, one was playing in a championship.
You know what? They actually did try and convince Troy, or Troy tried to convince them to let him just coach that year, but he just still had too much left in the tank. And that jumper is a thing of beauty. It's good forever.
Second quarter underway. Tuatara lead by 4. Good hands, no, just reaching into the cookie jar, Fitzgerald.
Ooh, I thought that was pretty clean.
Looked clean.
I think just, Paesi was probably not expecting that level of contact, but Fitzgerald, active hands on the ball, knocking that one away, but gets the whistle.
Trying to Paesi. Again, close attention, Fitzgerald to Tagovailoa now. Looking to get busy inside. Sends it out to the corner. Can't put it away. Here come the Aucklanders.
Ledger to Ledger rebound on that one as Josh Ledger gets the Will Ledger tip.
Wiley. Fitzgerald. Moving the ball well, the Tuatara. Strong drive to the hoop. Down it goes. Good basket.
Hunter Taratana gets in there. Son of a former teammate of mine, and that's when you're really feeling old. We're seeing that drive right there. Hunter, a very well-repped junior player. You see the pressure was all over him. He wanted to look inside the post, but the driving lane presented itself. So he pushes the pace straight to the cup, gets the layup, and a chance for the three-point play here.
Just another 16-year-old out of the Waikato. A lot of talent coming through the ranks here in New Zealand, no doubt about that. Evans Jr.
See, listen, as a Waikato player, hey, he's from West Auckland. What are we talking about?
There you go.
Do not know who he's playing his rep basketball with, but that is definitely where he was born and raised, but gets the foul there. So doubling up, Auckland, a lot of strength right now playing, rotating their players through nicely, and a lot of talent out there, and have looked really comfortable under the pressure and the speed that the Saints have been providing.
It's a long drive to training every week.
It certainly would be.
14-7. Saints needing a basket, get a basket, Hippolyte.
Well, huge triple there. Hippolyte's been able to find a little bit of pace. When he's got those mismatches, that time he just let it fly, and 3 very hard needed points.
Played 9 games with the Saints in the Cowles NBL last season. Hippolyte, here's Ledger, banging bodies. And another foul on Kafuru Hippolyte. I think that's his 3rd.
It is his 3rd foul, but a good foul, giving up those points there. He was well mismatched in the post, and you see him just trying to be physical, but those 2 forearms. You get away with chesting physical in the post like that, but you can't get away with both forearms in the back.
Big day on Sky Sport today. If you love your basketball, of course, Cowles NBL still to come here this afternoon. Giants and the Bulls a little later today as well. Ledger proving a handful inside.
Well, the size of this front line for the Tuatara, just a bit much for the Saints to handle. They don't really have a true big in this Rapid League lineup. When you look at this Tuatara squad, they've got 2, and they're playing them both at the same time right now. What's that mean? Crash the glass. The Saints have to box out to try and get an advantage here as Ledger struggling from the free throw line right now.
Some player news in the NZNBL. Coming up after this one, Liafa is a late out for the Saints with a back injury, we believe.
Yeah, not so much an injury as soreness. Did take a little bit of time off after the Breakers and had traveled recently back to New Zealand as Ledger gets the charge there.
Heavy contact, no doubt about that call.
Drop the shoulder. He's thinking flop. I don't know, if I wore that shoulder from Josh Ledger, I wouldn't be feeling like a flop. Watch the arm extend here. You see, that's well sold there. Really well sold. Set it up. You saw the contact. He wants to be that physical player. When you're outmatched size-wise, you can't be outmatched thought-wise.
Loose ball. Again, the Tuatara come up with it. Some player news for the Tuatara, Casey. Tom Verdanovic won't be playing today. Of course, he's got a fair bit on his mind at the moment. He gets married tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not. He actually left the jack jumpers, as you see, a really nice Jameer Reed drive there, gets the soft finish. But not only he had to give up the title game to get married, I guess it's a good choice.
Absolutely.
I guess it's a good choice.
It's the right choice, trust me. We wish him well. One of our favourites, Tom Verdanovic. Here's the Saints. Not a pass, a great drive.
Oh, I love the way he extended there over the defensive effort of Reed to get that kiss off the glass. And the Saints getting a little bit closer.
Exciting stuff. Nick Barrow runs into Hippolyte, turns it over. Here come the Saints again on a bit of a burn at the moment. Corner ball. In hard, nearly getting the roll. Pilcher. They keep it alive. PS it for three, leaves it short.
I might like to see a little bit more patience there after that offensive rebound. They did all that work, had a couple of good looks at it. And it's one thing to play at pace, but you just don't want to get sped up. And in that possession, they looked sped up.
1:22 left to play in this opening half. Familiar name dominated the Sky Broadband Rapid League game last night between the Jets and the Airs. The name Hill.
This one related to Angelo.
Absolutely.
Nico Hill looked fantastic last night. Really strong swing man, but aggressive in that Rapid League game. Is a lot of freedom for these young players out here and the older veterans as well, but not as much of an input from the coaching staff. You know, you're out there, you're deciding what to do, so you can feel like a little bit less weight on the shoulders, some of those, as Ledger continues to struggle from the line, but Barrow cleans it up.
Tuatara get to go again. Reed, nice little hesitation in there, held it up, and reaching in to Targa Laval. 5-point margin.
Well, Reed, just really his skill set is much more developed than you would expect a player this age. And of course, the Tuatara know a lot about getting these young players and sending them off to bigger and better things. There's Zach Riley a couple years ago, of course, Dante Russo, Nance. They've done very well with getting these young players from the North Shore and from the Auckland school system and inserting them into the lineup immediately. Nice to see Jameer Reed successfully playing this Rapid League game. Look forward to what he can contribute on the South as well.
And news during the week for the Tuatara that one of those young guns is coming back to Targa Laval.
Well, there's that pace. There's that pace we were talking about. But yeah, it is Charlie Dalton.
Yeah.
Was the name who I probably should have mentioned as well. As fantastically as he played last year, won the Most Improved Player award last season because of how much he improved. Much of a tap there. I think Barrow a little bit hard done, but look at that effort into the super slow-mo. Way to be Josh going after it. Free throws, not kind today. These teams have now combined for 3 for 11. That is not a good percentage.
Need a little bit of danger money sitting in those front seats, Case.
Well, that's what you pay for, apparently. I like it about 4 rows back, personally.
Margin at 4. Good contest right now. Off the hand there. Tuatara will hold possession.
Saints have picked up their level of physicality and attention to the ball. Really getting those hands in there, causing pressure, not letting any of the ball handlers relax and take their time.
Coach Sonny looking after the Tuatara this afternoon. Aaron Young, of course, back in town. We'll see him a little bit later on. Reed swings it out. Wiley on the drive, does well, good finish.
Good finish by Wiley, but again, Reed read that. The help was coming over, the switch was happening. He caught them mid-switch to get that swing to the corner and start that opportunity. Reed playing really well.
Tagovailoa starting to warm up.
Nice aggressive move, had the hot size advantage there. And interesting timeout here with 25 seconds left. So they're gonna, I assume they're gonna advance it, so that'll be down to 14. But you got to use it, so might as well. You see that strong drive there, just fakes the handoff and instantly turns the corner. Had that size and strength advantage on Reed, so Tagovailoa gets into the paint with that finish and starting to look a little bit more aggressive.
And of course, same rules as applies in the Sal's NBL. The player timeout, ball will advance. Sal's Hoopheads coming your way Wednesday nights. Brooke Rusco and the team. They're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
It's gonna be tough to fit it all in. There's a lot of basketball going on.
Dying seconds of this opening half. Barrow inside, too strong. Doesn't get it to go.
Oh, here's your opportunity. Timeout turned them well, so now they should get the last shot of the quarter. But remember, Saints have a player timeout left to use.
Fitzgerald knows the time on the clock. Gets a lane, goes all the way.
Well
there
done.
it is. Player timeout called by the Saints.
Nice job by Caslow Evans Jr. there. Well drilled. Son of a coach, of course, so he should understand the rules of the game, but calls that pretty immediately. No substitutions allowed on this play out, as the Hunter Taratana was trying to come in, but you can't sub on the player timeout, so nice job there by Callum Welsh to get familiar with the rule book and stop that one. 1.4 on the clock. Let's see what the Saints create. Something at the rim, possibly for Josh Tagovailoa to get on the rim. Otherwise, it's going to have to be a quick catch and shoot ability.
Out of pass there. Got to go. Long shot, going to come up short. So there it is, halftime here. Sky Broadband Rapid League. And it is the Tuatara leading this one, 21-15. The Saints definitely worked their way back into it late in that second quarter. How about this for an offer from Sky Broadband? $30 a month for the first 3 months. FIBA starter pack. Excellent stuff. skybroadband.co.nz.
That seems cheap.
It is. It's a great price.
But that seems like much less than what Fiber's costing nowadays. Well, like the first half, like the pace from both teams. What's been impressive is the Tuatara field goal percentage. Shooting very well from the field at 73%. What hasn't been impressive has been the free throws, but that'll come around eventually. So take a look at the Tuatara. Jameer Reed setting up. What we're looking at is a couple of Hippolyte there, but that's Nick Barrow from the line, and the work that Nick Barrow is doing. Offensive rebounds, putbacks, finding Nick Barrow in the post. That time going against that down low in the Pilcher, and that kind of strength, that kind of calmness is certainly going to come out of premium here in the Rapid League this season.
Junior Tall Black, by the way, Nick Barrow in 2011.
Was he a junior back then? He looks like he came out the womb 30 years old.
Kapuru Hippolyte has 6 points in the game. He's been busy at both ends, banging bodies and putting away shots.
And we've got Nick Barrow stats, but it is Stephen Kapuru. That was him with the assist. Here he is with the three-point shot again. And so his range is certainly important and was one of the reasons they came back. They were down 14-7. Were able to pick up their pace offensively, but now they have to find a way to slow down the Tuatara, and there's 2 ways to do it. Don't let them get these shots at the rim, because look at that field goal percentage, 8 for 11, and gotta get them off the glass. 10 rebounds, 5 of those are offensive for the Tuatara right now, so the Saints have to do a better job boxing out and have to do a better job not fouling. But you look at that statistical story, the Saints should be feeling pretty good. Only 2 buckets down, a couple of stops, a couple of threes, right back in this bad boy.
Official stats partner, Chemist Warehouse. Great to have them on board in season 2024. Second half just about set to go. 4x4 minute quarters in the Rapid League. And of course the Sal's NBL still to come here later today. What an opening matchup between the Saints and the Tuatara. Looking forward to that one. Rob Lowe, can't wait to see the MVP back on the floor.
The MVP, a new father, gave birth this week. I think it was Tuesday. So congratulations to him and the upcoming lack of sleep he can appreciate.
Barrow, Fitzgerald now. Some experience there. Again, they go inside to Nick Barrow. The little turnaround jumper.
Will Ledger there gets the foul. Just a little aggressive on Kafadu Hippolyte, but good box out. I spoke about boxing out. Look at that effort by Kafadu Hippolyte there against the bigger, stronger player. Gets his body in, pushes back, gets the contact, and earns the whistle.
The two Ledgers, of course, Josh and Will, cousins of Crystal and Charlize. A lot of basketball amongst that family.
Decent family. Charlize projected on some stats as a top 10 pick this year, despite coming off the injury, though. What a day that is for basketball in New Zealand in general and women's basketball in particular in this country.
Absolutely. WNBA draft in 3 weeks' time. Nick Barrow, too easy inside. Good feed from young Wiley.
Well, the switch isn't working. The Saints are all similar size, but when they get a little bit of a smaller player on Barrow down low, it becomes that much more difficult.
Got some good players to come into this Rapid League team as well, stepping out of court there. Chris McIntosh will come into this team. Of course, he's away with the Tall Blacks 3x3 at the moment. They've had a great start to the Asia Cup.
Yeah, they're playing very well, and Chris McIntosh in particular, very impressive with his efforts.
Young Jackson Kiss will come into this team. He's sitting out injured today, but high hopes on him as well. And of course, we mentioned Charlie Dalton. He's still to come in as well. All of those players you would expect will be playing. Great basket, Jameer Reed.
He's just, I love the steadiness with which this young player plays. That spin move, reading the defense, the ability to finish with your hand, really nice.
Saints looking to respond. Pilcher out, quick hands. Evans Jr. now. Held it up nicely, couldn't finish.
And I like the drive, just unable to get over Wiley on that finish.
Here's Fitzgerald. Reed again, look out, Barrow down low. Too big, too strong. Feeds it out, Fitzgerald for 3, leaves it short.
And another good job boxing out. The Saints need to find a way to get the ball in the bucket, though. Starting to become a little bit more difficult.
Hippolyte, nice feed inside. Can't pass it. Good finish.
Well, nice action there. Hippolyte makes the correct pass, and Paese finds a way to get that over Big Barrow's hand despite the size discrepancy.
Ledger, Wiley, back to his right and puts it down.
And just a little bit too easy on that straight line drive. Wiley didn't do anything fancy there, but had a nose for the rim, gets the contact, and stretches this lead back to 10 at 27-17. Take another look at the Paese finish. Nice jump stop, landing on both legs, and on the other end, just he gets caught up in the air, Thada Paese, and Wiley is appreciative of it, and then one opportunity that comes with it.
The benefit of these minutes in Rapid League, Casey, we spoke about Kobe Kara for the Hawks on Thursday night, played more minutes in one night than he did in the entire 2023 season.
Oh, which is a great thing to see, and not a great thing to see the offensive foul on that when you're down 11. But it is about that development of those guys. And it's also about just being able to play, to be rewarded for all your hard work. We're talking a lot about the young fellas, but there are guys like Ruben Fitzgerald and Nick Barrow who come ply their trade every single day, training. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, and if you don't ever get to be in front of the bright lights, that can be a little disheartening. So it's great to see everyone who puts in the work get the opportunity to shine a little bit.
Margin at 11. The Ledger brothers
too strong.
Working hard together. That is physical stuff from Josh Ledger.
It's too strong. No, that's a true 5 in this competition. He's got the strength to bang with any big, and look how he just powers through on that finish. Takes the contact, gets the finish, but now he's back to the free throw line where he has not really liked his time. As Josh Ledger is just 1 for 6 from the stripe.
Part of the Manawatu Jets last season. Completes, just proves Casey Frank completely wrong.
Not the first or last time that'll happen.
Little knock there on Tataga Laval driving to the basket. And the Tuatara have opened this up in the third quarter.
Well, they've only given up 2 points in this first 3 minutes, but they have been scoring at a great clip themselves. 10 points so far. Exactly what they're hoping for.
Ayres put away 43 last night in the Rapid League.
That's a lot of points in 16 minutes.
That's a lot. It is the highest so far in this brand new competition. Maybe under a bit of threat here this afternoon. Wiley, double, good pass, Ledger, corner, Reed, Tuatara Laval right there with him. Reed somehow comes back up with it. May score, does score.
Well, good patience once again. He couldn't deal with the physicality. Initially, almost turned a turnover, but hustled it down, and once again, calm under pressure, gets the finish.
Taylor picks up the dribble. Pass was left short. Tuatara just left it behind. Has to go back and retrieve. Dying stages, third quarter. Tuatara again. Now Reed. Shot clock, single digits. Corner ball. Just waiting for it out there was Ledger. .5. Third quarter has belonged to the visitors. They look sharp and they've got some big names to come back in. Early warning signs for the rest of this rapid league competition. Wiley now. Inside, outside. Ledger can't hit, that'll do us. So three-quarter time, 14-point margin, and the Tuatara have made their move. Casey Frank.
Well, just really experienced offensively. They took their time, went through the work where they got the buckets where they needed to, and lifted up their pressure defensively without fouling. This is a team that seems to be on the same page and has done a nice job of playing to the scout.
Official stats partner of the Rapid League and NZNBL Chemist Warehouse, leading the way at the moment. Hippolyte with 6, Fitzgerald and Barrow with 6 apiece as well. Here's Coach Sonny.
The rim man, be strong with the ball. Make sure we have our jams. All right, be prepared for kickouts. All right, feet set, let it fly. All right, here we go. Pick it up, fellas.
Be available here to be open and then jam, pop, and then play a kick back to him. Here we go. 18. Here we go. Yeah, keep pushing, fellas.
Well, Coach Sonny was looking after this team during the pre-season, including down at the West Side Blitz, and from all reports, did a very, very nice job while Aaron Young was completing his duties over with the Perth Wildcats.
Well, there's a lot of coaching talent in this country, but not a lot of coaching jobs. So it's once again, Rapid League, a great place for these guys to ply their trade and get an opportunity to hold those reins as we see a nice drive there on Plumtree.
Good feed too. Payese, promising start to this last quarter for the Saints. They've got a little bit to make up though.
Well, they're gonna have to force some turnovers or at least force some bad looks.
Tuatara into Ledger. Couple of nice hands in there. The Saints come away with it. There's Plumtree spinning, nowhere to go. Ran straight into Ledger. Tuatara Laval now. Good feed inside to Taylor. Can't complete. Just over 3 to play. Wiley. Been impressive on debut. Great ball movement by the Tuatara. Foul there, Plumtree.
Nice drive by Tuatara on the baseline again. And the size and strength of this Tuatara squad at every position is probably just a little bit of a, sets them up as a little bit of a mismatch for this Saints squad that is very guard-oriented. And it's been difficult for them to keep these Tuatara from getting to the spots that they are trying to get to.
We mentioned Angelo Hill and his boy, Karatana. You've already spoken about his father, and of course there's others across these teams. We're starting to see the next generation come through, Casey.
Second generation, third generation in some cases, but it is a little bit of a cheat code if you've got a parent who understands the game, is able to teach you some of those things at a young age. And it's of course you also got to be receptive of that, as I keep telling my 7-year-old daughter.
Is it a complete fail at the moment?
No, she's good. It's because she's 7, and we're not really into anything except to dribble that way. So far, so good.
There's a very funny story about you coaching your daughter, which we'll leave for another day when we've got a little bit more time. But it is one of the best stories I've heard, you coaching your young one. Tuatara Laval. Again, strong drive. Just a hand on the back there from Ledger was enough, but he put it down and he'll go to the line.
A good, strong move, not settling on that jump shot instead. Look at the powerful straight through Will Ledger. The contact early. Ledger a little bit disappointed, didn't foul him a little bit harder.
Game high scorer now, Josh Tautaga-Lavau, 7 in the game on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet.
And of course, remember, there may be a 9-point deficit right now, which is tough to make up in 2 minutes, but all these points count on the points table for the Sal's NBL, so they will be playing through down to the very final whistle.
Yeah, really good point. Every basket counts in season 2024. Barrow surrounded by blue singlets.
Well, Hippolyte picks up that foul there as well. That's going to be his 4th.
I think all 4 have been on Nick Barrow as well.
If you're going to use him up, that's the guy to use him up on. He absorbs them like a paper towel on a wet spill.
Hippolyte has been productive for the Saints. 6 points in the game for him to go with 4 rebounds. Ledger wide open look.
Range, and looks at the Saints bench afterwards with a smile. As you should. That is not the shot that he is known for, but confidence is high.
He has 7 in the game now as well. Tautaga-Lavau battling hard, up to 10 in the game.
Well, he's playing with a lot of energy right now, determined to get to the rim, refusal to be denied.
Was with the Saints 2 seasons ago. Spent 2023 with the Hawks. Fitzgerald.
Too easy, too smooth, just a bit too much space to get that shot off as Paratana gets the steal there.
Fitzgerald up to 9 as well now. Reed, Hippolyte, good hands. Saints away. Foul against Taratana.
Smart foul, professional foul. We're down a few players defensively on a 3-on-2 fast break, and gets in with the body, takes it out. Doesn't get nothing intentional there, just good body activity, slows down the play. If he gets away with it, makes the finish more difficult.
Bumped into Hiram Harris in the car park.
Are you okay?
Before the, yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a soft bump, thankfully. How good is it? Certainly for Saints fans that Hiram Harris is in blue this season.
Yeah, well, I think a long time coming in the recruiting trail. You know, Hiram Harris is the top of everyone's wish list. I think we're very near it across this competition. And as a glue guy, I don't think you can find somebody better in this league.
Reed to Ledger. Backspin, nice on Hippolyte, puts it down. Great work by Ledger.
Well, what I like about that, it's to the right shoulder. You know, that's not to his probably preferred way. Most young players at that age want to go the other way, but a quick spin move takes the contact. Going to that right shoulder with speed, nice footwork to get the finish. And 14 points now for this Tuatara squad in just 16 minutes. Well, actually less.
And you'll hear us talking about it all season in the Rapid League, just the opportunity. Will Ledger, 19 years of age, played 3 games with the Tuatara last season, playing big minutes here already, and is looking good.
Nice speed on that transition opportunity there. Plumtree with a good decision to the corner. As Pilcher takes it, powerful drive, but can't get across. But now, the Tuatara at 42 points. We've got a little bit of intrigue in the game, Justin, in that if they get a bucket, they will now have the highest Rapid League score of the season.
43 put away by the Airs last night against the Jets. The Fi had a 1-point win against the Hawks on Thursday. Giants got up over the Rams. And the Sharks took down the Nuggets in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Dying seconds here. Saints to get it back.
Well, so much for the higher score, just that. Castle Evans Jr. had different ideas. Nice, aggressive, full court pressure. Now a chance to cut it to 11, possibly 10 with a triple.
PSF looking at his options. Plumtree, turns the corner well, runs straight into Nick Barrow. PSF, nice little up fake, now gets to the basket. Did all the hard work. Margin at
As
13.
Evans Jr. picking pockets.
Good hands and rewarded.
Just excellent anticipation there. And we get a player timeout here to advance the ball. They don't like this pressure. We want to finish a little bit with a little bit more momentum than what the Saints have right now, because the Saints are trying to grab some of it back.
We saw the player timeout first come into play in the Ta'ihi competition in 2022. Started in the Cowles NBL last season, and just another year on, the players are getting more used to what it is and how to use it.
You don't have to tell a player that many times that there's something you can do. They all want to do it. There's no doubt about that.
17.4 to play. An opening win coming up for the Tuatara here in the Rapid League. Good start for them. We've got a big week coming up. Ayers and the Phi in round 2 for the Tuatara. Looking to dribble it out. That won't work. Evans Jr. Oh, getting up Plumtree. How about the hops?
Oh, I was discussing things with two of the stalwarts of basketball here in the Wellington. That's the Mills, Jordan and Nick Mills is very high on Plumtree's ability to finish at the rim. Says for a 17-year-old, he has seen very few players that have that type of aggressiveness and knows to finish on people when they get the opportunity to show their athleticism off.
Good signs there for Saints fans. Puts both away. Maybe a late basket here for the Tuatara. Every point counts, of course. We've spoken about that. They will look to get a shot up, you would think. Got to go now, and that one is too late. So that will do us. Sky Broadband Rapid League opening game for these two teams. And it is the visitors who have come out on top, 42-33. Chemist Warehouse stats. Let's have a quick look at how this one played out. And how about that shooting percentage?
Well, that's what you want. 64% from the field on 25 shots, 50% from behind the arc, and they coupled that with good defense, especially on that three-point line. They ran the Saints off of that. The rebounds, Saints did a better job in that second half, but they couldn't find a way to slow down the offense.
Cowles NBL coming up at 3. Saints in the Tuatara. We'll see you then. Before that, some highlights from 2023. Don't go away.
Good to see you, Saints family. You remember how we do it? I know this part you're out there in the mats. Show those lights, Saints family. Let's see ya. First game of the season. Almost time to get loud. We missed it. Whoa, it's not this minute. Saints family, welcome back to TSB Arena for the best show in town. I need you all to make some noise and welcome back the stars to McFadden Court. They are the 12-time Cowles NBL champions. Now, News Out Let's see you, Saints family. You can get louder than that. Welcome to that. Welcome to that. Let's get it. Looking good out there, Saints family. You guys ready? Round one. Saints family, make some noise if you're ready for round one. We'll pull up the chocolate all week. Well, of course, this Easter Sunday in the NZNBL round one matchup between the Auckland Tuatara and our Auckland Saints. We missed you. Over 200 days we haven't been here. 10 rounds at home, 10 rounds away. And we hope you're here for each and every one of them. Sold out every game but one last season. Let's do it again, eh? Some new faces, some old faces back. It's a new campaign. It's a new day. We're excited to have you on board for the 2024 Bills Albert. And we're excited to have the Saints family back for 2024.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. E for excitement, entertainment, energy, and epic. Cowles NBL 2024 is rated E.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roar like an animal. Back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone. I don't care what you think you got.
Nā mai, hara mai. We're in Te Whanganui Etara, the home of the 12-time champions, the Wellington Saints. A new season and coming to town, the Tuatara, runners-up last year, runners-up the year before. Will season 2024 be any different for the Aucklanders? It's a blockbuster at round one. The Saints and the Tuatara, 4 times Sellers NBL champ. With me, Casey Frank. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Justin. It's a great experience here at all times, but even better when we got 2 of the big cities in the country coming against each other and a newly formed rivalry that always brings a lot of heat.
Well, one of the new innovations in season 2024 is the Sky Broadband Rapid League. A little bit earlier today, it was the Tuatara to get home in that one. Nick Barrow starred, and it has set them up for this afternoon in the Cowles NBL. Speaking of innovations, in fact, we're going to go straight to the ladder as it sits at the moment, Casey, because we have seen 4 games played so far. Here's the results. Rams home by 10, the 5-21 on debut. Nuggets and the Sharks, that went into OT, and the Airs last night. What a game that was.
Yeah, really impressive job by the Jets on their home court. Of course, we've got the Saints Tuatara finishing up the day with the Nelson Giants home debut against a Franklin Bulls squad that has revamped themselves.
Well, here's the ladder as it sits after those opening games so far. Still a long way to go, playing its way through, but importantly, the points from Rapid League are added to the Cowles NBL ladder.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody scored 126 points. That's an addition together for the Airs, but you see the teams that are being fast-paced, pushing that, getting a lot of buckets in, are going to have that advantage when it comes down to the tiebreaker.
Well, one of the players that I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing again this season is Rob Lowe, MVP of 2023, Defensive Player of the Year. He is an absolute superstar of this competition.
He was the best player on the court on both ends of the court last year. Let's see if he can keep it up, since he just welcomed his 2nd child this week. I believe Congrats. Olivia, baby daughter, to join his son. So great job for Rob, and once again, goodbye to the sleep that you were getting.
Well, he'll be starting out there in that centre position, and this is who he's starting with. Tukaha Cooper gets the start, Cam Glidden, Corey Webster, Ruben Tarangi, and of course, Rob Lowe. It is an impressive unit with players still to come. No Tom Vodanovic. He's getting married tomorrow. Congrats, Tom.
Yeah, Tommy V might be a little bit of a help, but I mean, probably the right choice to choose your wedding over playing some basketball. Probably.
Coach of the Tuatara, just back from the Perth Wildcats, is Aaron Young. Here he is.
Well, Coach Aaron Young is with me and had a bit of an abbreviated start to the season, just landing 10 days ago. But in these 10 days, how have you felt about the preparation and bringing back the Tuatara for another chase to the championship game?
Yeah, it's been an eventful 10 days, just getting everyone on the same page. Sonny and Josiah, my assistant coaches, did a great job in the preseason down in the Blitz, just getting that core group ready. And then obviously some exciting pieces that came in. So tonight's a great test and a great challenge, but, love where we're at. Guys are really locked into what we want to try and achieve this season.
Looking at this Saints squad, a bit underdone, don't have all their players just yet. So when you look at that team, what are you hoping to limit that they're trying to get across the line successfully that will help you get a victory tonight?
Yeah, we just like urgency to get out to the 3 and just take away the rhythm threes. I know they're going to be, pretty like hell-bent on trying to get those up and play with a lot of pace and space. It's going to be really challenge our discipline in terms of just that next play. If they make a couple of tough ones, just weathering the storm, staying with it. That first quarter is going to obviously test a lot of our IQ in those moments.
Well, Casey, one of the big off-season signings. It's a huge move by the Saints. Hiram Harris, what an addition.
Oh, fantastic pickup. He is glue on any squad he goes to. He can be the best scorer, he can be the best rebounder, he can be the best defender. But the thing is, he does what he needs to do, and by osmosis, he just kind of lifts the play of everybody around him. He does the dirty work, and one of my favorite players to watch play in this competition.
Well, of course, he'll be out there in the thick of the action. Here's who he is starting with. Ben Air, import guard from Australia. Dougal Meter gets the start. Great work. He's been in some form. Lat Mayan, another import out of Australia. Torrey Smith-Milner back in the center position. This is a good-looking unit.
They're really long and really defensively minded. I think a rededication to that end of the court after what they did a season ago where they felt they were a little too loosey-goosey there. The length they have at nearly every position is going to be fantastic. Of course, still with a couple of players to come, such as Isaiah Liafa, such as Yuad Locke, and such as their import, Ben Levy.
And you may recognize the coach. Let's head to him now.
Coach, a bit of an abbreviated time period to get your team ready and missing a couple of guys. Regardless of that, it's time to play. You're ready to go. How confident are you in implementing your systems, and what can we look for today from the Saints?
We've talked about this season, a key value being adaptability. I think this is true for every team. You know, there's so many new innovations, for example, the Rapid League. So the teams that adapt the best, they're going to have the most success. So we've got some challenges to that value in day one, and I guess this is a great time to embrace that challenge and try to overcome it.
Looking at the Tuatara, this is a team that's been in the finals the last couple of seasons. Brought back majority of their squad. What are the big watch-outs that you'd like to contain as best you can to try and get the Saints the victory today?
I don't think you can target any one player, the nature of their ability and depth. So I think it's really their collectiveness, their intelligence. You know, we can't really play in a context of game with them that's about their smarts. You know, that's not how we really want to roll. So we have to take away their smarts from there.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck.
Championship winning coach 2021. Great to have him back. Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. No Isaiah Liafa today, late withdrawal with an injury, and that is a big blow for the Saints.
It certainly is. They were certainly counting on his prowess on both ends of the court. So that gives the advantage in the breakers battle to the Tuatara because of that late scratch. The coaching's going to be impressive. Aaron Young, one of the up-and-coming young minds, but Zico Cornell's been doing it for a long time.
And speaking of Cam Glidden, how good would he be feeling about playing some big minutes today? Here's Izzy Liafa, by the way. He's not playing.
Nothing serious, more of just a little bit of a watch out. He's had some back issues in the past, just recently traveled this week, and his body's not quite where it needs to be, as he's got some big free agency decisions to make in the ANBL as well.
Coin officials for this one this afternoon: Callum Welsh, Melanie O'Connor, and Sam Pan. All news on Melanie O'Connor. She's set to break the record, I think, for games officiated in the NBL this season.
Yeah, I think hopefully no injuries, no schedule changes. We're looking at that happening sometime in May, hopefully. So certainly a great achievement even to get to this point, but even more so once she does take that record or set that milestone, a testament to the time she spent dedicated to the game.
Good crowd in attendance, as is always the case here in the capital. Have a look at them enjoying their Cowles pizza this afternoon. They're all into it. Great to see. Opening round action of season 2024. And there is nothing bigger and better than a game of hoops in the capital. They turn on a great show, don't they?
This is a professional product on all aspects of this organization. From the top to the bottom, they dedicate themselves on being the most professional team in this competition. And that's one of the reasons why they think they have so many banners up on the wall. Question remains to be seen. Are they going to be able to add another one this season?
Well, they're celebrating their 40th year, Case, and as you said, 12 in 39 years is a fair sort of a hit rate. They've played in 20 grand finals.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, based on those averages, you would expect that they are returning to the glory land later this year. If you're just joining us, Sky Broadband Rapid League result earlier today. The Tuatara getting the win.
Tuatara played very well. Fantastic offensively. The second highest scorer in the Rapid League this round and this season with 42 points. Nice mix of youth and veterans, much like this Tuatara squad itself.
It's Corey Webster, 36-year-old, ranked number 12 in the best 40 players in 40 years, just a couple of years back. Absolute star of the game here in New Zealand. Great to see him running around, and he's going to play an important part for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams have so many pieces that can be important. It's tough to lean on this point in the season. Who's going to really step up? Who's going to be dependent upon? Because even with teams that have a lot of familiarity from the season before, when you reshuffle the cards, the hands come up a little bit differently, and you have to figure out exactly how everybody's going to fit in.
It's a big day in the Cowles NBL. One game to come in round one later. The Giants and the Bulls, our first look at the Franklin Bulls for 2024. And we are set to go here in the capital. Sal's NBL is back. Enjoy. Rob Lowe eventually gets the tip. And we're underway.
Both players a little aggressive on that jump ball. See if it belies how these teams are going to play.
Here's the MVP. Tim Glidden fires away for three. Really good start there for Cam Glidden. Harris with the rebound.
Cam Glidden for the Breakers as we see the Saints run through and turn the ball over. Cam Glidden thought he might have touched that one, but no. But anyway, Cam Glidden, he will not be spending too much time inside the three-point line. He had a three-point rate at 90% during the NBL with the Breakers. That means 9 out of every 10 shots he was shooting was from behind the arc.
I'll tell you what he will be looking forward to, Casey, and that's playing some big minutes. He'll be fresh. Webster now creating some space on air. And a good look. Harris, second rebound for him.
Interesting to see how they decide to get Ben Air involved. Exactly what kind of actions they're going to work him off. Such a talented shooter.
Hiram Harris, 2 days in the capital, straight down to business.
Well, that's an interesting matchup for the Tuatara. Putting Tukaha Cooper on Hiram Harris. Maybe not respecting him as a shooter, but he's got such a physical advantage in that matchup. And one thing that impresses me so much about Hiram and how he's developed this game is how he's developed the cerebral side of it. He really recognizes matchups, really understands where the advantages are on the court to a level that he just didn't 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's a testament to the work that he's put into that side of the game.
I ran into him before the game. Hiram Harris, as I said, just 2 days in the capital. And I asked him if he liked a little bit of coffee culture.
Oh, yeah?
This is the place
get
to
any
be.
of that in Perth? I don't know. I couldn't get too much coffee in Perth. Way too hot out there for that.
I'm going to go with a Wellington cup of coffee every day over one from Western Australia. Great to have Hiram Harris back home. Cooper getting the start today. Tarangi, another superstar. Glidden now uses the body of Rob Lowe off a foot there. That'll stay with the Tuatara. Marnie Dougal-Meter starting for the Saints. Very impressive at the 3x3 Cup late last year. Made the All-Star 4. Looks in great shape, doesn't he?
And shouldn't be savoring this opportunity in the starting lineup. Because he's a player I think can really deliver for the Saints squad in the starting lineup today, but off the bench for the season.
Battle on the boards. Smith, Milner and Lowe. Crowd up and about here in the capital. Mayen, Smith, Milner, air. Mayen now fires from deep, makes it.
I love that action there. Great seal by Hiram Harris to get land that space. And Mayen, a fantastic shooter. I love his length defensively as well.
Tuatara still looking for their first points. That one banks it in, Rob Lowe.
He's just got such a sweet skill set. It makes that look like it's an easy thing to do, but that is a soft touch you have to display to get the bank from there.
Averaged 21 and 12 last season. MVP. Here he is, right on cue, reaching in and fouling Smith Milner.
Smith Milner is going to have to watch out for that foul trouble. With no Ben Levy, with no Yuat Aluk yet on the team, he is basically responsible for manning the middle today. So he's going to have to be very careful now. I've been picking up that first foul in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Webster. Tarangi leaves it behind, scooped up by Harris. Has Mayen running with him and does well.
Well, that's kind of speed, and you know this Saints squad, coached by Zico Coronel, is going to want to push the pace at all times, especially against the Tuatara team that's a little bit longer in the tooth.
Good early start, 7-2, Glidden, corner, 3, leaves it short.
Nice closeout by Dougal-Meter there, really making that catch and shoot more difficult than it needed to be.
Harris has been busy. Air, deep shot, back of the eye. Lowe getting up big and strong.
That's what helps to be 6'11". Just a little bit of a reach advantage.
Glidden pulls up, fires away. He leaves it short. Tukaha Cooper
Well done, crashing the glass, showing off that athleticism. And I think a sneakily big signing for the Tuatara to be able to get this Northlander to come to Auckland after a couple of years of the Jets and provide them with some real youth and energy at that two-guard position.
37 games with the Jets, Tukaha Cooper, 21 years of age. Here he is, up and over, doesn't get the roll. Earns it back, out to Low. Low on the move, Cooper, they settle.
Nice job by Land there getting the switch, but can he handle Rob Lowe one-on-one in the post? And he does well.
Pass just a little bit too deep, wasn't it? Mayen wants to pick up the tempo. Dougal Meter.
Oh, they're letting it fly. This pace certainly favors the Saints as Ben Air. A little slow to come back.
Ran into Rob Lowe.
Tukaha Cooper all over the offensive glass. His hustle regaining that possession opportunity for Rob Lowe.
Webster searching for his first points, hands it out to Rob Lowe. Getting some good looks.
Yeah, good looks. Nothing wrong with the activity, nothing wrong with the shot creation up to this point. Just got to make them.
Here's Hiram. Dougal Meter. He's sort of shot.
Well, they've challenged him a couple of times there by not really pushing him off that three-point line. And Coach Aaron Young's going to get some subs coming in. Speaking to Aaron Young before the game, you saw in the interview, the most important thing was to push the Saints off that line. And it looks like we got a timeout now, or do we? No, just subs coming in. So a bit of a substitution pattern there going for the Tuatara, but so far up to this point, Tuatara have not done a good job of forcing the Saints off that three-point line. A lot of shots going up from behind the arc.
Well, I think his team thought they were headed to the bench there, but as you said, some quick subs instead, trying to shake things up a little bit here, the Tuatara. Saints have started on fire, out by 6. Just creating a few headaches at the moment for the visitors.
Ruben Tarangi. Didn't seem like he came out of a game last season. Be one of the first subs. Probably just needs to lock in defensively a little bit more. Have that discussion with Coach Aaron Young.
And I don't mind it, Case. 4 minutes in, just shaking things up. They need some energy, some spark.
Well, the pace is going to go. These guys are going to get a chance to play, but you got to get what you're looking for when you're the head coach. If you're not, that's what the subs are for.
And let's not forget that Josh Ledger and Ruben Fitzgerald, who have come in.
Well, we got a little bit of a tussle here. It was not really much of a tussle.
Oh, Rob Lowe still having some words, and this is actually firing up a little bit more.
Well, he doesn't like... That man wasn't letting Cam Glidden shoot after the whistle. But guess what? You don't get to shoot after the whistle. You know, Rob Lowe took offense to it. Cam Glidden, he seemed to be okay with it, but certainly a little bit of extracurricular activity after the foul call.
Well, anyone who thinks there's no feeling in the Sal's NBL, especially in round 1 in a big blockbuster like this.
So watch here, there's the foul, so the play's over. And then he gets blocked there, he goes one more in, he goes in, and that man fouls hard. He just hacks him down, he goes, play's over. Didn't like that, didn't like the push, and Rob Lowe took exception to that extra contact.
Here's Fitzgerald. Played well in the Rapid League. Lowe, fired up. Back out to Fitzgerald, turned up the long shot, went with the deep 2.
Well, just a little bit more comfortable off the bounce, had plenty of time out there after the defense collapsed on the low drive.
Corner ball. Here's the young man, Plumtree, the 17-year-old. Smith-Milner.
Nice post by man.
Inside, 2 to beat. And the numbers almost won out. Just a hand down the arm there.
Tukaha Cooper, just a little bit too much activity down low with the body, I think, when he was trying to fight him on that catch. You don't see that man posting right there, but he did a great job of just getting to the spot. Don't really see the contact there. Possibly on Ledger, who is the foul on? And it was on Ledger. So from the side, not a great angle from that one, but either way, that man going to the free throw strike.
Both of these teams bringing the subs early. What sort of advantage and changes at this year, Casey, with the Rapid League, that some of these players have already played 15, 16 minutes. They're into the rhythm, they're into the groove.
Could go either way. Personally, I find it pretty difficult to play a game at full speed, take a 5-10 minute break and then get back into things. It's probably a bit longer than halftime, certainly longer than a quarter break. But for those players, especially those young ones like a Troy Plumtree, who hasn't played at this level, the ability to come out and get comfortable, see what it's like playing on the rims, get that comfort, probably does a lot of good for you, especially in the mental space.
12-6. midway through the first. Welcome back to the Cowles NBL. Great to have you with us, wherever you may be watching throughout New Zealand and right around the world. Here's Cam Glidden. Cooper, good start from him today.
Great box out. Harris taking Rob Lowe out of that play. Man starts to break.
Evans getting some early minutes. Plumtree, Mayan. He fires from deep, and he likes it.
He is fired up and feeling good out here, proving a point early. Lat Mayan up to 10 points already of the 15 for the Saints.
This is a hot start. Heavy contact there. Dougal Meter.
Unlucky. Anybody, Dougal Meter there. Foot got tangled up with Tukaha Cooper, trying to chase him off that screen. No ill intent, just the way the cookie crumpled. And the Saints off to a brilliant start defensively, just holding the Tuatara to a point a minute and finding some good flow offensively. The pace of the game, I think, really leaning in their favor momentarily.
Still no timeout here. Tuatara down by 9. Webster back into the action. Dougal Meter taking a break. Just saw Jackson Stubbins there, part of the coaching staff for the Saints. Webster, first points for him.
Well, done that a million times in his life. Great balance, got to his spot.
Just what his team needed. Mayan has had a good start, has had a better start.
Really putting on one. Love the athleticism, like the aggressiveness on the rim, and nearly gets the steal there.
Fitzgerald searching, good defense. Harris on the drive. Tarangi, shot clock down to 7. The mercurial one, deep 2. Mayan, big board.
And the Saints doing a nice job of forcing everything else off. Man looking for points. 15, almost gets it just off the front of the rim.
What a start for him.
Oh, Nick Barrow and Lat Mayan got tangled up there. Double foul called. Nick Barrow didn't do a lot wrong. He was just looking for the early post, but it was a bit of a cheap shot. Lat Mayan now looking for a sub. He's a little bit blown after a hard fighting 7 minutes.
You're a hard man of the game, Casey. That double foul, do you let it go or do you call it?
Well, I didn't think it was a foul on Nick Barrow. I thought it was a foul on Mayan. He grabbed him up. Nick Barrow caught Lat Mayan not looking there. Sometimes you don't like that, but you got to pay attention. He was just trying to seal, look for the over the top. So I think Barrow pretty unlucky.
Tuatara scoring hard to come by at the moment. Fitzgerald, good defense, Plumtree. Offense wins.
Ruben Fitzgerald been in that weight room, got those shoulders with a strong finish going through the younger Plumtree there.
Foul on Fitzgerald, reaching in on Air. Ben Air, 28-year-old Aussie out of Melbourne. The new point guard for the Saints, replacing another Melburnian, Kyle Adnam.
One at a time. Kyle Adnam, of course, off to, I believe it was Romania from New Zealand last year, then finished up with the Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah.
When they bring in Ben Air, they're looking for a lot of the same activity, probably more of a 2-guard, but looking for a little bit more defensive prowess at that position in the import spot this year.
12 points, 14 points in the opening quarter for Lat Mayan. What a start.
Well, the length of Mayan right now proving real problems for the swing defenders of the Tuatara. Look at that explosion off that fake handoff. Ruben Tarangi relaxed a bit, thought that handoff was going to come, and Lat Mayan not settling, up to 14 points here in the opening quarter. That's a 56-point pace we're going at right now.
Well, that would be some sort of a...
Can he get to 60 if he hits this one here? 15 in the quarter. Lat Mayan.
Out of the University.
Look at that energy.
He's up, isn't he?
Up, he is locked in. Love it.
And some would say this is the sort of energy that maybe the Saints were missing the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think that could be said. You know, at a time looked a little fractious. Webster, strong move getting into the paint.
Bowed out of the finals early. Last 2 years, Rob Lowe.
And that being said, as well as the Saints are playing, Tuatara just down 7 points.
Payese from the corner. Tarangi, rebound. Still in his 20s, 29 years of age. Been around a long time, Ruben Tarangi.
Good aggressive drive, but the length of lane, difficult to finish over.
Oh, look out, Hiram Harris on the move.
Beautiful pass.
Plumtree corner. Harris battling away. How strong Hiram. Main in there as well.
They got hammered on that offensive rebound, no whistle.
Webster, head down. Can't finish. There's a foul off the rebound against Barrow.
Nick Barrow, it just seems as though his reputation is preceding him at the moment. Not a ton of contact in that one, chasing over. Look at Corey Webster going strong. Good challenge by Plumtree. And that looked to be like a pretty fair competition for the basketball there, but too much contact for our coin officiating crew, so that goes back to the Saints.
Some may know the Plumtree name. Troy Plumtree, 17 years of age, out of Wellington. Saw him on debut in the Rapid League earlier today. Dad John coached the Hurricanes.
Currently coaching the Sharks.
Yeah, over in South Africa,
South
I think.
Africa now, yeah.
Was the assistant coach of the All Blacks at one stage as well. So plenty of sporting pedigree. There he is, young Troy Plumtree.
And even though it maybe not the basketball knowledge and that coaching thing, what you do learn when you have a coach for a parent when he's that involved with the game is good habits. How to prepare yourself, what the things you need to concentrate on. And it doesn't matter what sport it is, there's a proper way to go about your business, and to have someone in the household who's been to that level, a great advantage for an up-and-coming player.
Yeah, splits the pair from the line, 21-13. Opening quarter action. Giants and the Bulls later tonight. Foul call.
They give out there with the foul, I think, trying to grab from behind, and yes, it is.
He played well earlier today as well. Josh Tatagalavau back with the Saints. Had a season with the Hawks, of course, in 23. Another local youngster.
Oh, Ben Air bleeding a little bit, so he's going to have to get subbed out of the game here. And he's explaining, I don't bleed for no reason. Someone hit me with an elbow, and he is explaining that it was a Corey Webster drive that did it to me.
I do like the fact that Corey was walking off the floor with him at one stage too. So just getting back to the Saints and this local talent coming through. Same with the Tuatara. I mean, these are two teams that have really invested heavily in local youth over the last couple of seasons with some success.
Well, look, the Saints have always had great local talent on their rosters, on their wider roster especially. But it's been pretty tough for them to break into playing time. This is a team that's been tall black heavy, and in terms of their Kiwi, been very import heavy in terms of who they rely on. And they've had a lot of top-tier veteran talent that has made it very difficult for these younger players to come through.
Looks like Ben Air has visited one of the 4,320 barbers in Wellington since he's arrived. Nice shortcut there.
Got a message through from Hugh Bainan. Wanted us to make sure that we know that Tane Plumtree, Troy's brother, plays rugby for, who can you guess? Wales.
Of course, proud Welshman. There's Hiram Harris. He's had a big start today as well.
Good fight by Corey Webster in the paint, but if you leave him one-on-one with Hiram Harris in the post, that's going to end up for 2 points for the Saints.
Out by 8. Low. Tarangi tried to feed it back to his big centre. Ben Air about to step back in. They've stemmed the flow. 1 point in the opening quarter for Ben Air. 15 for Lat Mayan, if you've just joined us. He's been the star.
I like the pressure they're putting on Corey Webster, not giving him any space to breathe. But still got space for that jump shot, because it is pure.
We've seen that for so many years, Corey Webster. Brother Ty, of course, is signed for the Nuggets. Didn't play yesterday. Was in the stadium, though. Smith Milner with the feed.
Oh, my.
It's been called down.
That was pretty clean. I'd like to see an angle. I mean, certainly clean on the ball. Maybe there was some body contact from behind. Beautiful pass. Oh, yeah, there's no foul there. But so be it. Castleton Jr. will take it. Cam Glidden asking where the contact was and does not like the answer because we saw the video evidence. But, you know, they come, they go. Right now, things are not going the Tuatara way. How are they going to respond? A couple of calls haven't gone their way. The defensive portion of their line, they're just down 6. They're still right in this ball game.
I'd like to see a little bit more inside-outside ball for the Tuatara. Maybe get Rob Lowe inside. He's an excellent passer of the ball, we know that. Webster looks like he's starting to heat up, although that pass not his best, and the Saints come up with it.
A miscommunication. Karengi going for the pop. Boy, Webster thought he was rolling.
That's a good pass to Harris.
Aaron Harris reads the defense well. Ben Aaron, nice little pocket pass, pulling off with the Tuatara. Could not the play before.
Dying seconds of this opening quarter. It's been entertaining. Full house here in Wellington.
I wonder if the Saints are going to run somebody at this matchup to try and give some help.
Webster spinning on Smith-Milner. A little bit too deep. Late chance for the Saints. Maybe the young man. Yes.
Plumtree, you know he wants to play above the rim. Might have got away a stay. It's a play, great pass, great finish to an explosive quarter for the Saints.
What a start. They're out by 28-17 after one. The second quarter coming up. Time. What a steal this is. The Sal's NBL steal combo just $30. There's the QR code, all the information you need. By Tuesday, that is the best deal of Easter. Question.
That deal because they had 3 steals in that opening quarter. Part of forcing, what was it, 3 turnovers in total for the Tuatara, all at the hands of that. The Tuatara held a 33% shooting at 7 for 21. Excellent job defensively by the Saints. Very active, very aggressive without fouling in that opening quarter.
All the stats, of course, with thanks to the official stats partner of the Sal's NBL, Chemist Warehouse. Great to have them with us in season 2024. They won the first quarter, the Saints, and they'll start us in the second. What a start. Your thoughts on the opening 10 minutes, Casey Frank?
Love the pace from the Saints. Love the way they've been pushing the Tuatara out of that. The Tuatara need to settle into half court. I think some post touches, as you mentioned in the first quarter, is just what they need to get it settled.
Opens up for Smith-Milner.
Tony Smith-Milner skying the ball. Great use of the fake and turning it back as we've got Aaron Young with us here on the sideline.
Coach Aaron Young, great to have you back for another season. Your thoughts on what looked to be a tough opening quarter?
Yeah, just getting sped up a little bit, letting the pressure get to us, and it's allowing them to get easy transition points.
What can you do offensively to try and dissipate some of the pressure the Saints are pushing you and making it tough in the half court?
We've got to make shots right now. We got some good looks, but we're not really kind of being sharp and crisp with that next action. Getting a little bit, you know, the first time we'll play together, new to the group, so we just got to get that feel right.
I appreciate your time, Aaron. It's busy stuff for you at the moment on the sidelines. Coaches are always so giving of their time. There's Glidden for 3. They need this. Doesn't go down. Margin at 15.
And Hiram Harris, a little sore. Rub some dirt on it, he'll be okay.
He's a fierce competitor. Hiram Harris takes a lot to stop him.
And coming off a season playing with one of the great all-time
Let's have a look at
Australian NBL players in Bryce Cotner. Just bumped knees, I think. Oh, ankle? Was it? Did he step on the?
Maybe a little bit of contact there. How about Coach Aaron?
Bad
Dunn?
spot.
Joins us for a quick chat and has to watch his team go down by a little bit more.
Yeah, I was a little surprised he didn't just take that and throw it. How about that defense by Tukaha Cooper? Well done.
And he'll get on the drive.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his reach just exceeded his grasp on that one. Nice, powerful drive, but that's why you come to a jump stop when you have no options.
Well, he did have a very good defender running with him as well in Hiram Harris, one of the best in the competition.
One who was trying to get a little get back too after the turnover on the other end.
Here he is. What a scoop for the Mills Albert Wellington Saints in the off-season. Air. Webster right there with him. The 2 point guards battling away. Smith Milliner now for three. Loves a triple.
This is a machine running on high octane right now, shooting 60% from the field, 40% from deep, sharing the ball well, and excellent spacing on the court.
Rob Lowe, triple of his own.
Great response. Excellently played. Toy Smith-Milner just too low against Rob Lowe. You know he's a danger on the roll, but probably more dangerous as a popper.
7-3 run for the Saints to open this second. Ben Air.
Ben Air hasn't been able to file just yet, just 3 points, which is a great sign if you're a Saints fan, being able to find this kind of offensive production without his input.
It's been a slow start to the season the last 2 years for the Saints. Fans here today, TSB Bank Arena, they'll be pretty happy with what they've seen so far.
Well, I'll tell you one thing bringing Zico Cornell does, and that ensures that you're going to be prepared. As we see Rob Lowe realize he has that mismatch, go straight at Troy Plumtree, but Zico Cornell is one of the most prepared coaches I've ever spent any time around. He can tell you not only what you're running offensively, but he can tell you every team's in the competition's offense inside and out. He will not let you settle for less than your best, and I think that's what Jordan Mills was hoping for and expecting when he brought him back.
I think Zico could tell you every player's shoe size, to be fair.
That would just be weird, Justin. That would just be strange. Do we have a timeout here?
Well, Tuatara are expecting big things from Corey Webster this season. Let's have a chat with him.
Corey Webster, Harbor's prodigal son, has returned to Auckland after winning a championship down with the Canterbury Rams. You're back with the Tuatara. How's it feel to be back in the home city and playing basketball in front of your family and friends once again?
Yeah, it's great, man. You can't put a price on that. Honestly, playing at home, playing up in the North Shore Event Centre for our games was obviously the gym that I played growing up in for my whole life. So great to be back there. Great group of guys, joining a great team, great coach in Aaron. I'm looking forward to the season.
It sounds like everything's great, but trying to fit in with this team is very familiar with each other, and they've done very well the last couple of years. And as your player of your stature coming in, how has it been trying to swing your skill set into what they do and lift them to the level that they're trying to get to, and that is bringing home championship hardware?
For sure. I mean, it's been smooth, man. Obviously, like, I know these guys. I've known Rubes for forever. I know Cam from the NBL and Robbie, obviously, through, even school, going back to high school. So, it's nothing new to me, and I just come in here and do what I try to do and help them win. We got a great, the core that stayed with the group is awesome guys, man, great leaders, great players. So I'm here to try and, help bring that championship back to Auckland.
Ranked number 12, 40-40 a couple of years ago. He is a star of New Zealand basketball at the twilight end of his career, but I think he's got a couple more years left in him.
Yeah, but when you got a stroke like that, that twilight can go 5 years. I mean, that can last a long time. We saw, of course, what he did in the championship final for the Rams last year. Without him, they do not win that game. As good as some other players on that team were, to me, he was the MVP of the finals.
Had 25 in that grand final. Back underway. Air against Webster, leans in. Foul on Corey Webster, there he is.
Look at the speed with which the Saints are coming off those handoffs, really turning the corner, making it difficult to go under those screens. You see how fast he's turning around because of how fast he's coming. Very difficult to cover. Troy Plumtree gets a great hand going to the bench. All the local fans very happy to see him playing well.
Huge crowd in attendance. Mayen. Fellow Aussie Ben Eyre. Nice inside to Harris. Great move by the Saints.
I mean, essentially like a three-man weave up top, just really settling, making that Tuatara defense settle into a groove, and then the hard cut by Hiram Harris. Excellent assist by Ben Eyre.
He's got 3 dimes, Eyre. Ledger gets the soft roll.
Interesting footwork there to step through. Thought Harris was going to blow by. Harris tried to get back in to take that contact, but Ledger, strong move, soft finish.
There's Eyre again. On the switch now, has Lowe in front of him. Breezes past Big Rob Lowe, dumps it off. Hiram Harris just couldn't complete the work.
I like that connection between Eyre and Harris, though. You can already see they've got some familiarity with where each other likes the ball.
Expected to be 2 of the top teams this season. Webster held up, didn't like the fact there wasn't a whistle.
Oh, had Smith-Milner wide on the wing. Instead, go to Dougal Meada. Good choice.
Well, he's one of the best, isn't he, Casey, from downtown? Aaron Young wants a timeout. He's seen enough. The Saints alive in 24. They're out by 17.
Well, there was a stretch there, and we're talking several games in when Dougal Meada was shooting 60% from the three-point line. So this guy can stroke the basketball. With greater opportunity is going to come greater stats.
Well, I reckon it's going to be all positivity down on the sidelines for the Saints. Not so much for the Tuatara. Let's have a listen in here to Aaron Young as he steps back across to his team. What can he do? They're down by 17.
Punch for R1. Come off it. Hit Robbie. Robbie, hit back to R1. Josh, get R2. Cross screen, post up. Stay dunker, Cam. Play the weak side. Go. All right, we've got to execute. Got to get something at the rim. Defensively, we've had a couple of good possessions. We were solid, and they fucking hit it. Keep going. Keep playing. Stay playing. All right, when those three start drying up, they won't have a lot of answers. Come on. 18 on 3, 1, 2, 3. 18. Stay in, boy. Stay in it. Sideline. 18 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Official stats partner of the Cells NBL, Chemist Warehouse. Let's have a look at the stats at the moment. Casey Mayen.
Man, he hasn't done much, hasn't touched the ball really in this quarter at all, but he's got 15 points on 5 for 6 from the field. And you heard Aaron Young talking about the shooting. Saints are 5 for 12, while the Tuatara 2 for 10 right now. And this is a Tuatara team that was, forgive me for remembering, but I think the best in the league at shooting three-pointers last season.
Let's see what the visitors can do out of the timeout. Under pressure right now. Tarangi needs to get going. That won't go down. Smith-Milner getting up big and high.
Ruben Tarangi struggling to get involved in the game right now. Just his second shot.
Spinning, passing, finishing. Oh, Saints, big stuff.
That man doesn't just have to score the basketball. And right now, the Tuatara have that feeling that you've just been asked to run into a buzzsaw because everything is going right for the Saints. Beautiful spin move, great pass. Hiram Harris, perfect cut at the perfect time. And everything is flowing the way of the Saints right now with a chance to stretch this lead to 20 with a Harris free throw here.
Well, there'll be 9 other coaches across the Cells NBL watching on. They'll be taking some notes on what they've seen so far from the Saints. An impressive start today.
Well, as much as anything, to me, it's just the pace. The Saints, look at every possession up and in, forcing the Tuatara to find some speed, to play at a speed that they're not super comfortable playing at just yet.
Cam Glidden, sweet, deep 2.
Deep 2, foot on the line, but that is the shot that he can hit with ease. Nice screen by Rob Lowe to free him up and give him the space for the finish.
Midway through the second, again, Hiram Harris.
Well, they're starting their offense essentially at half court. Hiram Harris starts picking up speed, looking like he's going to that handoff. Instead, it became straight to the cup, and Hiram Harris extremely aggressive. 13 points now to go along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Got a triple-double alert. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's a difficult thing for Josh Ledger to do there. with that kind of speed, no help behind him, because he's got to be concerned about air coming off the handoff, the contact that's going to be there. But Harris reading the footwork, seeing what Ledger's doing, and knows exactly when to attack. Up to 14 points now.
How many times over the years, Casey, have we talked about triple-double watch alert with Hiram Harris?
They might as well be rhyming by this point in time. Triple Hiram Harris alert? I don't know. How does that work?
You could almost patent that. Tarangi, it's been a tough...
I'll workshop it.
Tough opening for him, Rob Lowe.
More of that. More of Rob Lowe in the post. Settle the defense. Force them to turn their heads and get some freedom on the perimeter because of it.
Air searching, and again another great pass from Ben Air. Smith-Milner on the end of it.
Tuatara have no answer for the on-ball screen right now. Coming off of that, there's plenty of space for the shooter to do something, but every time that pocket pass is there, somebody has to help over and make it a little bit more difficult.
5 assists now for Air. Now there's a foul off the ball here. That's going to go against Nick Barrow.
Nick Barrow tangled up with Lat Man again. That was going to be Nick Barrow's 3rd personal foul.
Ruben Tarangi yet to score in this game.
With just the 2 shots. That to me is probably the stranger thing. 2 shots, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Just not really getting involved in the game right now. The ball hasn't been able to find him. But the ball finds energy. And right now the Tuatara on the whole, especially offensively, are low on energy. Got to get some movement.
Webster back in for Glidden. Glidden with 2 fouls. Air again setting up Harris. Met at the ring.
Good challenge by Rob Lowe there, making it a difficult finish.
Fitzgerald. Lowe wants it. Lowe gets it. He's doubled straight away under pressure. Good work, the Saints. They've turned it over. Listen to the crowd.
Well, Rob Lowe thinks there's too much contact. To me, that looked like a good double. Looked like good aggressive defense without fouling to force him off the lane. Great call by Hiram Harris for that help to come, and it was aggressive. Never let him get a free look at the weak side of the offense.
11 points, 4 rebounds for the MVP, Rob Lowe. And a foul off the ball here, maybe against Ben Air, was it?
Yeah, I think just cutting through on Rob Lowe there. They've called that foul a couple of times today on both teams. When that pass has been made and that cutter's been coming through, displacing defenders, they've called it both ways. So possibly one of the points of reference that these teams are going to have to continue to look out for this season.
A lot of conversations between players and the coin officials over the last few minutes. Players are going to have to adapt. Here's Webster. Picks up the dribble. Did well down to Barrow.
Great cut. Nick Barrow making himself available because C-Web had no options there, but the late cut, the nice find, the better finish.
20-12 second quarter. Add another 2. No. Just coming through with a little bit too much steam, Dougal Meter. Lowe pulls up early. What a shot.
There's Rob Lowe for you. Things aren't going away. Well, let's find Rob Lowe. Zico Cornell does not want this Tuatara team to have any momentum in this last 3 minutes. A quick timeout.
How sweet's this?
Deep. Catch, shoot, confidence. Rob Lowe now up to 14 in answer.
Well, he had a little bit of anger, steam from his ears just moments ago, Rob Lowe. And he's come out and he's answered that margin back to 16. Here's Zico Coronel. Great to have him back in the Selves NBL.
Don't hurt yourself. We're down here on the baseline. They're fucking asking for calls. And then they get transitioned the other way. Are you serious? Right? Just keep fucking being relentless. Fuck, the refs ain't gonna be able to fuck with us. But if you allow yourself to be...
Well, they are up by 16, Case.
Well, but, you know, I always appreciate going into the huddle, but of course, apologies to the families watching at home. But this is serious business, and very fired up about it.
And by the looks of it, we probably pulled out at the right time. 3 minutes to play in this opening half. Dominated by the Saints. Mayen with 15, Harris with 14 on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. And you must remember, we are going into their workplace, so
Hey,
You're gonna get a
I
little
always
bit
say,
of
you get what you get.
Yeah.
You come into my house, you're going to see me as I really am, warts and all.
What do the Tuatara need over the next 3 minutes?
Well, I think to continue to play with the pace they play with offensively, I think they got to pick up earlier. They can't let the Saints come down with a head of steam offensively. I'd like to see them pick up at three-quarter court and start turning, but they're not really built for that. You know, they don't have the deepest substitution patterns right now, and this is a bit of an older team that's probably going to have to settle into the season.
Again, Air setting up, this time young Plumtree.
And that's also right there. They have to find a different defense against the pick and roll. That pocket pass is there every time, and when it's Hiram Harris making that decision, very difficult in the back line of defense when they're outnumbered.
Giants and the Bulls still to come later today. All the action live on Sky Sport. Mayan, good block.
That man showing the defense ability. And just, you know, when I was picking my Defensive Player of the Year preseason picks, there was a lot of guys on the Saints team that I thought might be able to push each other away as Hiram Harris back to the cup. Probably says no. That man with his length at that swing position, I mean, he can defend pretty much anyone. He's going to be one of the premier defenders across this season, as Rob Lowe was a season ago and still is now.
Was he '1 for blocks last season, Rob?
Lowe, yes, he was.
Yeah.
Top 5 for steals as well.
Air over Webster. Rebound. Tarangi on the move. They've got some numbers here. Glidden. Sneaky look. Webster now inside. Good movement. Oh, bad miss. That'll do, though. Nick Barrow.
Great challenge by Air, but good quick ball movement enabled him to get a second chance at it.
Much better from the Tuatara.
Look at the ball movement. So speedy.
Took contact there. Plumtree around low. Tough gig. Oh, the young man answers.
Big, strong move through a 6'11". Center.
Making a name for himself. Tuatara will give that one up.
Ruben Tarangi just misfires on the pass. Was a great look for three. That pressure they're pushing with another timeout to the Tuatara.
Troy Plumtree, 17 years of age. Great start for him in the Rapid League and now in the Cowles NBL. Played, of course, for New Zealand at the 23 FIBA Asia Cup, where he averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds a game. These two teams loaded with young talent. As we head down towards half-time, Saints lead by 16.
And I've been talking a lot about the offense for the Tuatara, but 50 points with a minute and a half left, that's just too much for a team with championship aspirations. They have to find a way to slow down this pace of the Saints. And when they can do that, lift up the physicality, control the glass right now, they're not making as much of an impact. Rebounds are tied.
Well, if you're looking for something to watch, a nice binge watch over the Easter weekend, Neon has a new Sky original show, Dark City the Cleaner, set locally in Christchurch and based on the best-selling novels by Kiwi author Paul Cleave. All episodes are now available. Check it out. Great start to the season for the Saints. 40th year in the Cowles NBL. 12 championships, 20 grand finals. They are the envy of every other team. And they look like they are set for a big one in season 2024.
Well, considering they got 3 high-level players to come, this is looking like a very talented team indeed as Nick Barrow picks up foul number 4.
Of course, Isaiah Liafa, a late withdrawal today. Let's have a look at this again. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Here's the contact.
Just not in solid defensive position. Got to be squared up to that defender if you're trying to let that defender dribble into you. As we take a look at Isaiah Liafa.
Wasn't too far away from playing today, we heard. He was out there pre-game, working hard on the court.
There's a difference between shooting some jump shots and playing defensively, especially when you're talking about backs. There has to be a level of confidence in your body, especially with somebody who's played around or has played through a back injury in recent years. That's one thing that you do not want flaring up, especially at this point in the season.
Tuatara do have some players to come back as well. Rob Lowe couldn't get that one to go. Tom Vodanovic gets married tomorrow. We wish you well, Tom. One of our favourites, of course, Charlie Dalton to come into this team. Jackson Kiss missing today, another youngster. And Chris McIntosh, of course, is away with the Tall Blacks 3x3 team. Doing pretty well in the Asia Cup.
Doing very well. Nice start to that Asia Cup campaign for them. The women playing as well. Mixed results. Of course, it's always tough when you come up against the Australians.
Damn Aussies.
Don't you placate me.
Even Toy Smith-Milner was having a laugh with me then. He's just been in Australia, of course, back in the ANBL. Hiram Harris as well. What about his season with the Perth Wildcats? Exceptional.
And has become quickly one of the Perth Wildcats fans' favorite players. They love the way he plays, the panache, the style, the hardness. Is certainly continuing the tradition of players in that mold, such as a Greg Hire, Jesse Wagstaff, guys they've had for a long time. Goes a bit further back than that as well.
Player timeout here, Tuatara. If you're new to the player timeout, it's been in for the last couple of seasons. Can only be the players on the court, can't substitute, can't have any interaction with the benches whatsoever, and you get to advance the ball. So the Tuatara will bring it down the court here. Each team has one per half.
An interesting call on it with 1 minute left. The most commonly used of the player timeout a season ago was to get that last second shot.
Well, we saw teams win games with that last second shot as well.
So you always want to save that in your pocket for the second half. But I understand it here. They need a great possession, and this swaps the shot clock, giving them a possibility of 3-2 in the possession game.
Webster to go early, puts it away. Corey Webster.
Corey Webster. Love to see him with that burst to the rim. You know, that quick drive, straight to the left hand, straight through, attacking Hiram Harris at the end as well. An excellent finisher, as always. 6 points for C-Web now on 3 of 10 from the field. A lot of what they're asking Corey to do in this first half is catch the ball up top and just go to work. I'd like to see a little bit more of him coming off on balls and possibly coming off down screens too.
Just on those player timeouts, Casey, we see really a lot of player leadership come out, don't we? Players get in there and run the show.
Otherwise, it'd be a pretty quiet timeout. What are we going to do? I don't know.
You're in great form to start 24. Saints. What an opening they've had here. Harris and Mayen have been the stars. They team up. Ben Air, productive. And again, productive. Hiram Harris.
I mean, it's simple basketball, but it's just annihilating the defensive efforts for Tuatara. It's just a big, the weak side defense has to come over and help on that roll man, and they're just non-existent right now.
7 dimes for Ben Air. He's out there flexing at the moment.
Well, and they have an opportunity here for the last possession of the half, and sitting on a 20-point lead as well. Ringamari Dougal-Mita checks back into the game. So a lot of shooters out there. Essentially 4 shooters in Hiram Harris right now. Hiram Harris, most likely, he's going to be the ball handler. Back into that quick, speedy, one-on-one attempts.
Well, that's just aggressive stuff, isn't it? You called it.
It's too hard to turn it from there. Let's see what the Tuatara can do in response. Great foul. Great foul. Not in the bonus yet.
Yep.
Just heads-up play.
18 in the game for Harris.
Of course, I don't really love Hiram Harris using up fouls normally. 18 points.
Mind you, the way things are going, Casey, he might have the luxury of an early afternoon Hiram Harris. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. Corey Webster, some late points. That won't go down. Mayen adds another rebound. They've got a chance. Or have they? It need not matter. It's been a dominant opening half by the Saints. They are here to play in their 40th season. And boy, have they turned the Jets on in the opening 20 minutes. 22-point margin. Full house here in Wellington. Another sold-out crowd for the Saints. And they will be very happy with what they have seen so far. So many fans have followed this team for years and years, and they're enjoying it. Rob Lowe's got some work to do, as has his team. Here he is with Casey Frank.
Well, Rob, a difficult first half. What can you guys do defensively to counter that on-ball action that has been so difficult to guard?
Yeah, they're just getting downhill too quickly and putting too much pressure on the rim. We've got to shore up that ball screen coverage, and we'll be all right.
I'm sure you feel good with the shots or quality looks on that end, but what should you do on that end to make things a little bit easier for you in the second half to top 36 points?
Yeah, like you said, we're getting good looks. There's nothing wrong with our shots. They're going to drop. It's defensively, 58 points is far too many and a half.
Thanks, Rob. Good luck in the second half. And I've got Lap Mahan coming in now. Lap, fantastic start for you. 15 points in that opening quarter and fired up. What was it offensively in the mindset that got you going like that to start the game?
Sure, nothing. I was just making my reads, and we were moving the ball real well. And I just happened to be in the right position at the right time, and I just made it count.
As good as you were offensively, I think defensively is where the impact was really being felt. Held Tuatara to 36 points. What were the keys to you guys holding a quality squad well below their potential offensively?
I mean, like, all of us, we all the same minded. You know, we all defense first, offense second. So we got a good group of guys that just love playing defense, and it's exciting, you know, and that's how we get run out and get easy layups and keep scoring some more points.
Looks fun. Keep it up. Thanks for your time.
Well, it certainly does look like fun for the Saints. A 30-point quarter in that second, and they are storming to start the season. 58-36, Chemist Warehouse stats on the other side of the break.
First one takes home about you, second one takes home about you, third one takes home about you. You guys ready now? Count down Wellington in 3, 2, 1, go! All the safety gears, thanks our good friends at Mills Albert. Who's first? All the shoes are off! They were just holding you back. Who's first? Who's first? Oh, are you going for the waist one? Who would have thought putting an answer
Kia ora, welcome back to the capital. Just a quiet chat at halftime for the Saints. They lead by plenty, 22 in fact. Smith Milner, plenty of smiles at the moment, and surely the coach, Zico Coronel, would be reasonably happy, Casey.
Look, Zico's never been happy as a coach, but you certainly can't ask for more than what you got from your squad on both ends of the court in that first half. Fantastic effort on both ends.
Rob Lowe had a massive season in 2023. MVP, of course, of the competition. 14 points in the opening half. He'll want to get going a little bit more, and his team in the second.
Well, he was the shining light offensively, 5 for 9 from the field. One of only 3 players to shoot over 50%, doing the work on the glass as well. 4 rebounds. He got that block, but it just hasn't been getting the ball, I think, enough in positions to put pressure. I'd like to see him get some elbow catches and really be able to utilize his skill as a shooter, passer, and a driver from there. Got to find ways offensively to get the ball through more hands more quickly.
Well, there was a lot of excitement around the Wellington Saints when the news came through that they had signed Hiram Harris during free agency, and boy, has he lived up to all expectations. 18 points in the opening half.
Well, when you sign Hiram Harris, this is the epitome of what he can be. As a scorer, as a creator for others, he passes the ball. He's taking use of mismatches in the post when they put smaller players on him. At that decision maker in the pocket pass guy, I love him there. And certainly as a grab and go, beautiful pass for Pumptree, who gets away with the travel, but 2 points nonetheless. But the finishing, Hiram Harris, averaged 5 points a game in the Australian League, but here he is aggressive offensively, especially off the dribble to get to those 18 points.
Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse halftime stats, and it's all rosy down that left side of the screen.
It really is, and what the Tuatara, I think, are circling right now is, well, that's just too many free throws. We have to find a way to defend without fouling. We just have to do it. Whatever the call's going our way, we have to figure something out. 14 fouls is just too many. And defensively, just the 1 steal for the Tuatara. They need to find a way to put some pressure and bother the Saints. You heard Rob Lowe say they're getting too much of a head of steam. We're letting them get that momentum. Got to pick up a little bit further up. Turn those ball handlers. Don't let them get that downhill pace.
And they still have Isaiah Liafa, Yuat Alok, and Malik Ben-Levy to come into this team as well. At the half, the Saints lead by 22. Quick break on the other side. We're back into the action. Hope you're enjoying it.
Basketball.
Happy afternoon in the capital at the moment for the Saints, out by 22. Lat Mayen, what an opening half for him. The 25-year-old South Sudanese Aussie, 15 points, and it looks like a great pickup.
And on 5 for 6 from the field, 3 for 3 from the stripe. 3 rebounds to go in there as well, an assist, a steal, doing it all. His length is incredible at his position. He's got the ball handling, has the jump shot, and certainly has the intensity that they were looking for in that import position.
Great opening 10 minutes for Lat Mayen, involved in everything through the second quarter as well. But as I said, he looks a great pickup for the Saints. Third quarter about to start. And I wonder what Aaron Young has had to say at halftime.
Well, let's slow down Mayen and Harris to start. Those two combined for 33 of the 58 points compared to the 36 that Tuatara. Okay? But it's about turning these guys. You can't let them get this downhill momentum and initiate offense. It's just been too hard for them to defend from a static position.
Here's Hiram Harris. And he does exactly what we saw in the second quarter.
Well, he's just such a heads-up play there, understanding how he's being guarded. Tuatara Cooper, not a poor defender, but giving up a lot of size and on an island with no help from behind him.
Harris moves to 20. Tarangi, can he get going? First points of the game, first points of the season for him.
And first time he got the ball in a position where he can do something with it, and he had some time. Nice play to get that tall black involved a little bit more.
Much better sign for the Tuatara. Speaking of good signs, Lat Mayen.
Didn't score, didn't shoot in the second quarter, picks up right where he left off in the first with a nice little floater.
It's come off the leg of Doodle Meter. Got the start today for the Saints, Mani Doodle Meter. Local lad. Webster teaming up with Rob Lowe. Ball on the floor, couple to beat. Cooper on the cut. Outside now, Tarangi for 3. Wasn't too far away.
I like bending the defense, though, the inside-out play. Force that defense to collapse before looking for the triple.
Ben Air drives on Cooper, over the top. Nice points, 7 for him.
And he's going to continue to look to get himself involved. Hasn't had a lot of opportunity with the ball in hand, but he liked that one-on-one matchup there.
Has 7 assists as well. Glidden. Low to Tarangi. Smith-Milner in front of him. Likes the matchup. Smith-Milner good defensively. Mayen comes up with it. Saints on the go here. Mayen did well to play for the foul there. Pressure on Cooper.
Well, I probably thought there was a foul a little bit early on Rob Lowe when he was trying to stop the break. That didn't get whistled, and to the benefit of the Saints, able to get downhill, attack on that rim. You see right here, Rob Lowe sticks that leg out, probably a block. You see the official, Sampan, about to call it. Doesn't call it, works out for the Saints. Almost an M1 opportunity, but free throws on deck.
13 of 15 from the line, the Saints.
Third foul on Tuatara Cooper there.
You mentioned it in your analysis of the Chemist Warehouse stats. Casey, the Tuatara have only got to the line 5 times in the game.
Well, just not really able to attack the rim. I think the defensive prowess of the Saints have just really forced them off the stuff they want to do. And now Mayen and Harris combining for 39 points, outscoring the Tuatara as a duo.
Well, Mayen scoring at 86%, Harris at 62%. It's not bad. Oh, welcome to the season. Tarangi stepping back over Smith-Milner. Air comes up with it. Good addition here for the Saints, Ben Air.
One-on-one basketball is not good enough for the Tuatara right now. Need that thing to go through hands, force the defense to bend.
Corner 3, Doodle Meter. Webster steps back, deep 3, sweet shot, Corey Webster.
What did I say about one-on-one basketball? I guess sometimes it doesn't matter when Corey Webster's the one doing the one-on-one. Nice shot. Maybe that one gets him going.
He has 9. Mayen coming in, or Mayen I should say, over the top of Lowe. Doesn't like the call. Geez, emotional, isn't he?
I like it. You know, everybody has a different style of play. Certainly I was a player who played with emotion and got me going, but I don't mind it at all. Playing with that kind of a fire as we see the Corey Webster step back three, and that one was off Rob Lowe's fingers. So I can see why he was upset. Might have gotten away with some contact, to be honest.
Not for the first time this season. Chico Coronel up on that sideline, pacing and screaming. Tarangi now. Lowe wants it down low.
Great communication by the defensive end of the Saints.
Oh, Mayen, good hand. Harris gets it back. Swings it out, slick pass. Look at the ball movement, ends up with air for three. Oh, that is great stuff from the Saints.
This is offensive basketball as well as you can play it right now, really sharing the ball, forcing the Tuatara to go side to side and stretching them to their defensive capabilities.
Foul off the ball here. That'll be against Dougal Meter. Just see the enthusiasm from the crowd when Ben Eyre finished off that slick work.
I think what they're excited about is the way this team is playing together, though. We saw it on the defensive end as well. Hiram Harris switches, comes into it from the weak side. The rotations are perfect out of that, and then the same thing on the offensive end. And this is a crowd that had a lot of consternation with the way the team played a season ago, and they're seeing a team that's playing on the same page, 5 hands as one, instead of 5 separate entities.
Glidden, corner, usually deadly from there. What's he shooting this afternoon, Casey? Cam Glidden.
Cam Glidden, I will look up in a second.
Ledger rebound.
He is 1 for 6 now, and 0 for 5 from 3.
Not landing the blows. Foul there against the Saints. Tarangi to head to the line.
But I do like the plan. They're taking the threes when they're there, but they're not settling. They're not forcing them. They're still attacking the rim when they can, and that time, Ruben Tarangi gets his arm hacked and will head off to the free throw line. Down 28. Man, that happened quick.
So timeout call, just 4 minutes into this second half.
What's going on with sport at this time of year in Wellington right now? These Wellington squads are on fire. Something in the water down here.
Well, you're speaking to a Wellingtonian. We're up and about at the moment.
You're not from anywhere.
That's pretty true.
You hang your hat in quite a few locales.
Let's head down to Aaron Young.
If we're going this way and it's up here, if it's down here, it doesn't matter. Hop, regardless if it's Josh or Robbie, play that, pitch, play that action, get it back to the top, we're back into swing. Josh, you always come ball screen. Robbie, we can go L action, play a little bit more dynamic. Defensively, get our matchups, all right? Let's keep you on Hiram, depending on if they got Tohi and stuff like that. We can mix up where you go. All right, get our matchups. Talk early. Let's go. Come on.
18 on 3. What do you think?
18.
Well, I don't know about you, Casey. Well, actually, I do.
You know about me.
I'm starting to think about dinner already.
You know about me.
Sells NBL Steel Combo. $30. That is a steal. There's the QR code. And I know what I'm having for dinner tonight.
I don't know if there's time for me to pick one up before I get to the airport.
Bet you
I don't know, it's going to be tough. Well, we'll find out. It's worth missing a flight for, right?
And Troy Plumtree. Good signs from him today. Giants and the Bulls tonight. What are you going for?
Well, I'm not going for anyone.
Well, give us a tip.
I'm going for the game. But look, I really like what the Bulls did in the offseason. The Giants, not quite at full strength yet. I think once they get their final 2 imports in, I think the Giants are going to cause some real trouble. But right now, with the talent that the Bulls have, I think it'll be just a bit tough on their home court.
Giants went down by 10. Season opener last Wednesday night to the Rams. The Rams, of course, unveiling their banner. Been a while between drinks. Mayen. Harris directing traffic. Air. All 3 have been sublime in this opening game. Plumtree talking about this kid a fair bit. Can't put that one away. Rob Lowe can't keep it in. Takes out a couple of signs.
Oh, and he's putting them back. Rob Lowe. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Look at a job for the league.
Is he angling?
Let Mayen. Not a good sign here. Left arm by the looks of it.
Is that his arm? Is that in the midsection there? Not quite sure what happened.
up and walking around, which is a better sign. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Let's have a look.
Oh, it's just when he reached up there. Oh my, that's actually really troubling. That looks like some kind of a strain. Just reached in the wrong way. Something on that shoulder. Or is that in his groin? He's grabbing his groin there?
Let's see if we can get another look at it quickly. It was certainly on the rebound, and I think you might be right, your first call here, Casey, just the way he raised the arm. And he's headed straight to the rooms as well.
Well, when you go up there non-contact, that's almost certainly a strain.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing much worse than that, especially the way that he was playing. Very unfortunate, sad to see.
Well, 19 in the game for Lat Mayan. We'll get an update for you as quickly as we can.
Man. Look at the pace for the Saints.
And again, air to Harris.
They're just, where they're allowed to get that speed coming downhill, and it's just too difficult to guard that from a static position. Need to do something to disrupt it.
Already into the 70s.
Got that one, yeah.
Lidden for 3. Saints at 71 with 15 to play.
They found another level offensively, but without Lat Mayan in there, certainly going to be a little bit easier to guard.
Yeah. You get the feeling that Ben Ayre is starting to really warm up into this Saints season. The longer this game has gone on.
You know what I do like? I like those shooting shirts of the Saints. This is the quality. I'm a big fan. This is the first time I've been a fan of a shooting shirt, I think, in my entire life.
Well, we know what you're like with your fashion, Casey Frank.
Don't let the suit fool you. There's nothing else in my closet that isn't supplied to me that looks like this.
Actually, that is very, very true. Might be the most truthful thing you've ever said.
Nothing but truth coming from my mouth, Justin.
Tarangi, tough stuff. Ah, the Tuatara fans will be happy to see that from Ruben Tarangi. Have a look at this. Taking contact and finishing.
But taking a page out of the Saints' milk. Downhill, going towards the rim with speed. Just much more difficult to defend.
Very quiet in the opening half. Ruben Tarangi, that one bobbles out. Here's Ayre again, quickly down the court. Smith-Milner now, corner ball, Plumtree. Had a little bit of space, shot clock down to 6. And that's where it'll stay as the Aucklanders come up with it.
Block.
Oh, it actually came off a fingertip, you're right.
It's tipped.
So shot clock at 2. Saints will need to get creative here.
Tugamita knew instantly. He's like, I have never missed by that far. Somebody blocked that.
Lat Mayan, we can report, has the attention of the physio with him at the moment. We'll get some more news on that shortly. Ben Ayre, some happy feet there. Long on the shot, did get it away in time,
Harris
does
again.
get it back.
Hiram Harris again.
Smith-Milner loves this sort of shot.
Well, when you've got a big lead to chase down, second chance opportunities are absolutely killers. Hiram Harris creates the opportunity. Tohi Smith-Milner sends it home.
Well, that's just Tohi Smith-Milner 101. Tarangi for 3, nails that.
Both players, Tarangi's defender as well, chasing down as we see Lat Mayan get a little bit of work there in the locker room on that shoulder. So still a chance, I think, if they're working on it like that, that he might come back.
Well, importantly, what it does do is it confirms the injury as well. It is an arm injury.
Maybe they're just rubbing his shoulders to make him feel better. Tarangi, again, 5 straight. A little bit of life. And like to see him getting involved here in the second half. Nice to see the ball getting through his hand. Just the 2 shots in the first half, already 7 in the second half so far.
A better quarter from the Tuatara as well. Back to 22. I think it blew out to as much as 29. 3 to play in this third quarter. Tarangi again. Starting to move, runs straight into Smith-Milner.
Smith-Milner looking a little bit, took that in a bad spot. Definitely took that one in the bad spot.
Well, the downstairs charge is always a tough one to take. Let's have a look at it again. And may have actually got the ball.
Got the ball on the ball. He will stay in the game. Slightly the worse for wear.
Rob Lowe. Tough day at the office. 14 points for him. Certainly did all he could through that first half. Tarangi has fired up in this second half. 10 points for him now. All coming in this quarter.
All in this quarter.
Or 9, I should say. I think he had 1 to the half, didn't he?
Now you're...
Doesn't really matter.
I was with you, Justin. Now you maybe lose confidence in your call. I don't know. I'm gonna have to say...
Sure.
Maybe.
Chemist Warehouse stats, of course.
I don't know. That can't be what they pay for.
Oh, Tohi Smith-Milner.
Well, we've talked a lot about some excellent offense out there, but look at the stats for Tohi Smith-Milner. 5 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from the line as we get another bucket in response. Ruben Fitzgerald with that one.
Harris, 22 for him, 7 rebounds. Oh, Ayer's going to fire away for 3.
Real lucky there, the Tuatara, where you can't leave a shooter of that quality that wide open, except for this time when they did.
Webster keeps the dribble alive. Ledger now. Fitzgerald. Glidden, up fake. Running out of time, down to 6. Webster got a fly. He does from deep. Another rebound, Hiram Harris. That's his 8th.
Just sneaking up the triple-double watch. Still sitting on 4 assists, but 22 points, leading scorer in the ballgame.
Unable to finish there, Caslow Evans. Webster, fancy. And he may have just run out of space there.
Well, he just lost the ball there. Didn't quite have a clean handle. Beautiful move. Got Tohi Smith-Milner on his toes to attack that. So got the bite on the hook. Right here, you see Tohi Smith-Milner go up, so he had that angle, but then he just loses the ball there. Unforced error yet again for the Tuatara, who now have 12 turnovers in the ballgame, compared to just 3 for the Saints.
It's been an exceptional start for the Saints.
Oh, let it fly, Hiram, let it fly.
And it looks good.
Let it fly, hit 25 points. 10 for 15 from the field, perfect from the line, and now perfect from behind the arc.
Opening round start, Hiram Harris. Webster, contact, surely a foul, makes it 4-point play coming up.
Caslow Evans Jr. just a little aggressive chasing there. And Corey Webster maybe none better in New Zealand basketball history, save Kirk Penny, Phil Jones on that list of guys who can pull up just on a dime as quickly as possible and really challenge that defender to avoid that contact.
Winners so far in round 1, the Rams, the Phi, the Nuggets, and the Airs. Saints obviously looking good right here to add to that. Webster can't convert. Sam Froling last night in form for the Airs. 24 rebounds for Tyrell Harrison for the Jets as well.
That's decent. I can see why they only brought him in for 4 games, because that's all like 3 games worth of rebounds right there for most bigs.
It's 100 rebounds. For those counting. What did you think of Sam Froling last night?
I mean, he was my preseason MVP pick. That was confirmed. He's all class. His skill set's going to be, and size is going to be very difficult to contend with this season.
We've still got a couple of pieces to come as well. The Airs. A lot of our Sky Sport commentators picking the Airs to win it all this season. Mind you, some impressive signs here early for the Saints.
Well, we're just throwing darts at the board at this point.
We are.
We really are, because we don't understand the makeup, especially we don't understand the skill sets of the majority of the imports, with the exception of those that we're well-versed on that coming from Australia or we've seen before. So a lot of things to change as Corey Webster puts on the spin cycle.
Heading down towards 3-quarter time. Harris, 25. Benair, productive, good block. Tukaha Cooper, or is it?
Foul called. It was definitely clean up high. I think he took a knee to the calf on that drive.
Called for a block.
Let's see, it might have been some contact low by Cooper here. That looks pretty clean to me. So, I mean, it's tough to make a comeback when you're not getting a little bit of leeway there and some minimal contact.
I do appreciate that you're trying to bail the coin officials out there, but, well, there's a sign. Latmayan ice on the left shoulder.
Is that an AC joint?
Well, I didn't want to go there, but that's certainly what you may be looking at and the way that it happened as well.
An AC joint I'm not too worried about. I tore mine and played with it and never got it fixed. You know, it's something that you could probably get through, but certainly it's something that you're going to be concerned about. If there is a silver lining on that cloud right now, it's his non-shooting arm, so hopefully the recovery won't be too strenuous.
Webster right on the edge of three-quarter time. He moves to 14. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. We've seen that so many times from the Mercurial one.
What is good to see from Corey Webster after a difficult season in Perth where he really struggled with his health, never really got it right, is to see him moving well out there. You know, he may still feel like a young fellow to me, but you know, he's on the other side of 35 now. They're 36 years old, and he's moving freely. I like that activity in his body. Nice to see him find some rhythm here in this game despite a lopsided score.
It's been an amazing career, Corey Webster. Ben Air somehow made good.
They're just unable to turn any of these Wellington guards at any point in time, and they continue to pay the price. Ben Air, the recipient of the bucket that time.
Well, the margin was 22 at the half. It's now at 23. A quarter to play here this afternoon in the capital. The Saints looking good, 83-60. Fourth quarter on the other side of the break. Welcome back to the capital. Corey Webster, 36-year-old star for the Tuatara. Been a tough day for his team. Sixth team, believe it or not, in the Cells NBL for him.
I believe it. He's got that flame, man. Everybody wants him. It's certainly at the top of a lot of recruiting lists for a long, long time.
4 Cells NBL championships for Webster, 3 ANBL championships as well. Speaking of championships, this man was a winner in 2021. Zico Coronel, of course, and I think he's just about set to join us. He is. Hey, Zico, great start so far over 3 quarters. Are you a happy man at the moment, dare I ask?
I mean, there's a reason why it's called quarters, right? There's 4 of them.
So that answers the happiness, but in those first 3 quarters, you've been excellent defensively, holding the Tuatara to 60 points. What has been the key to keeping them from finding any kind of rhythm?
I mean, we've made a lot of mistakes. We have to improve these things, but I think we have competitive spirit in our group. Thank you.
And that's Zico. He's gone.
Thanks, Coach. Yep, he's dropped everything. He's back to the job at hand. Just doesn't let us down, does he? Hey? Right on form.
He is here for a job, and his job, I guarantee in his contract, does not say talk to us.
Well, we're going to get a lot more of that throughout the season. We're going to get a lot more of Ben Ayre as well. He's got 13 in the game to go with 15 in the game to go with 11 assists.
And this is after just 3 in that first quarter, so nice to see him take up that slack and go for the double-double, joining Hiram Harris, who's got 25 and 10. 20 assists for the Saints on 31 buckets. Fantastic percentage there, 2/3. You just see the activity, the movement. And he talked about his team, Zico Cornell did, but it is infectious. This kind of ball movement, this kind of unselfishness, you can catch it and you can pass it around.
It's been a highlight, hasn't it? Just feel like we haven't seen it for a couple of years. Webster deep in the shot clock. Here they come again, the Saints, relentless, 28 margin.
Nice box out Plumtree on that one against the physical Barrow.
Smith-Milner has been good from deep. The news, of course, in the third quarter, injury to Saints big man Latmayan, looks like a shoulder injury. Webster steps back over the top of Harris. Plumtree, rebound. Corner ball. Looks like a little bit of a zone matchup at the moment. Ayre just fouled on the way through. He wanted the whistle. There he is, Latmayan Casey. Some smiles there, so hopefully that's a good thing.
Oh, you never know with an injury. Certainly not a game that is worth trying to push through something. You know, quite often when there's a strain like that, it's something you can try and fight through, but with a 28, man, that happened quick, 28-point lead.
Well, make it 31. Biggest lead of the game.
What a difference a season makes.
18 now for Ayre to go with his 11 dimes, fresh off a season with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, of course. And he's enjoying his first game here in the capital.
Well, the hustle goes unrewarded, and a timeout to Aaron Young in the Tuatara. Gonna have to find some kind of rhythm offensively.
I just don't think that Saints fans could be any happier with what they've seen so far today, surely. I mean, what a start.
Yeah, I mean, coming in with some questions, coming in minus 3 players. Certainly the fan group, I don't think, could have expected more than this. This is a really nice performance on both ends of the court. They've held the Tuatara to 43% shooting, 30% from 3, and they're out-rebounding a Tuatara squad that's proficient on the glass by 10.
All the stats, of course, with thanks to Chemist Warehouse, official stats provider of the Cowles NBL. Saints in round 2, travel to take on the Giants. The Tuatara, have a listen to this for round 2. Home to the Airs, on the road to the Phi. So, interesting path ahead for the Aucklanders.
Yeah, well, there's always an interesting path.
Look, got the Airs first. That's a big matchup.
They're not super happy about starting with the Saints and the Airs, I don't think so. I don't think that's their favorite thing to start with when you're looking at, well, certainly after seeing the Saints here, but 2 of the top 4 teams, most likely top 4 teams in the league. So that's a difficult start for a team that doesn't quite have its roster together and is a little bit older, so it might take a little bit of time to get that body moving back in the right position. But
and a trip to Tauranga as well. I mean, the Phi were good on Thursday night. We were both there. They look good.
They played well. I think part of that was the home game, that first home ground, riding the emotion of that. But when I look at the talent level of the Tuatara versus the Phi, I think that might be a matchup that in terms of styles will be a little bit easier on the Tuatara to try and get across.
Import to come into that team as well for the Phi. Harris is tangled up. He'll head back to the line. Big afternoon for him.
Corey Webster just holding on there for dear life as Hiram Harris comes through. 15 shots for Hiram Harris, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 9 of those on the defensive end, 4 assists, a steal. No blocks though. Come on, fill this. There's still a 0 in that stat there, so he needs a block, and then he'll have 1 in everything.
Let him know.
1 block.
Giants apparently 1 or 2 new players to come in the next week as well, so they will certainly be strengthening up. Sammy Dempster, by the way, skipper of the Giants, we're hearing out until at least round 4 with a foot injury.
That's unfortunate for Sammy D. Certainly the lifeblood of the Giants down there. He's been around for a long time, but his leadership will be well suited to help him from the sideline as well in the meantime.
No doubt the Tuatara will be looking to win this last quarter at the moment. It may start here. Ruben Tarangi.
A great counter to the double. Rob Lowe putting the ball on the floor quick and spinning around that. And Ruben Tarangi finding that a little bit of rhythm late.
A win for the Tuatara earlier on in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. So some joy to take home. Ruben Tarangi on the break.
And he actually might have been a bit of contact as Tory Smith-Milner was chasing him, but doesn't get that whistle. So cut it down under 30 again. A moral victory. Now, can they keep it going? Just keep on chopping at this lead?
Well, 5:50 to play. At what stage does Zico Coronel sit some of his stars down? Remembering that every point counts.
When's the season end?
Long way, long way.
I'm guessing sometime in August.
It is a change, of course, Casey, this year with the way that the ladder works. You have to keep scoring.
Yeah, all tiebreakers built on percentages as Rob Lowe just tunnels there. And then Rob Lowe got hammered by Plumlee, and he didn't like that.
Ben Air.
It's not. That's a bit of frustration from Rob Lowe, and it's not that Troy Plumtree is trying to hurt him there, but that's the inexperience of youth.
So you have to listen to the crowd as well.
The crowd doesn't like it as he bowls through there.
Getting over the top of the young man. And Ben Air stepping straight in and showing some leadership.
When you get hit in the face, you don't like it, especially in a game like this. Rob Lowe obviously feels like he's not on the fair side of some of these calls. And the Tuatara are starting to get locked into this one. Plumtree not walking very freely, but staying in the ball game.
Corey Webster having some big words there as well to Callum Welch. It's going to be a Saints ball out of all of that.
Well, the other half is if the play's over, you don't just get to whack people. If I'm getting whacked and it's not a foul, but do something there as an officiating crew from Rob Lowe's point of view to say, hey, that's a couple of plays today that after the whistle was blown, they're getting free shots on us and you guys have done nothing.
Some heat and some spice to open the season. And the fans loving what they're seeing this afternoon.
It's all smiles between Rob Lowe and Ben Air in half court now, by the way.
Well, they've played a little bit of basketball against each other
and
over the years.
With each other as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Rob Lowe still having a chat with the coin officials. Just trying to express his view and opinion. Doesn't really matter though, Casey, because it's been an afternoon belonging to the Wellington Saints, and that's what we're going to see at the end of the day. We're going to see that score. What about this young man, Troy Plumtree?
Acquitted himself very well. You know, certainly doesn't have a lot of pressure on his shoulders in his role, but came out 7 points, 3 for 7 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 0 turnovers, which is a great thing to see in a young player. But physically, I mean, he fits, which is the most impressive thing you could say about someone 17 years of age.
Well, I think they've found one, the Saints. Glidden, clever. He'll head to the line for 3.
And that's one of those fouls in the NBA you probably don't get shots out of. They see that contact happen a little bit beforehand, but and it looks like Cam Glidden will be going to the free throw line on this one, though.
What have you made of his game this afternoon?
It's tough to tell with Auckland, really. I mean, Cam Glidden, he's had some great looks out of the corner, just hadn't hit him. Was 0 for 5 from the three-point line before he got one to drop. So, you know, in a normal course of business, you expect 3 or 4 of those to be there. Good looks. I think his role in this team as that floor spacer, as that catch-and-shoot guy, a key defender on the help side is exactly where it needs to be. But the other guys have to be firing to get Cam Glidden space. And when those dominoes in front don't fall down the right way, the whole thing doesn't go to plan.
Saints led by 11 at quarter time, 22 at the half, 23 at three-quarter time. Got it out above 30. Just over 5 to play here on the waterfront in Wellington this afternoon. Giants and the Bulls still to come live on Sky Sport. Rapid League first, of course, from 5:30 local time. And then the Sal's NBL from 6:30. There'll be another sellout down there at the Trafalgar Centre. Little floater from air. Doesn't go. But he'll go again. This time he steps back. And he may go again. Air. Third shot in a row. Goes down.
Fada hooking his teammate out. Multiple looks for Ben Air, thanks to the hustle of the young player. Ben Air up to 18 points now.
May add some more.
Here comes the 100-point threshold on a triple.
Fortuitous, the pass to Smith-Milner. Tarangi reaching in.
And Toy Smith-Milner just has a laugh at the whistle. Well, 4.5 left. Big surprise that Tuatara still have that veteran crew out there.
17 in the game for Tohi Smith-Milner. 4 players in double digits for the Saints on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. There's Zaya Liafa and also import Malik Ben-Levy. So they've got some stars to come.
That'll help. Juat Alok still playing in Croatia as well. Spending a bit more time in there than was originally known by the Saints.
There is the only concern for the Saints this afternoon. Latmayan heading off in the third quarter with what looks to be a shoulder injury. That'll make some news during the week. Of course, the Hoopheads team will be back on Wednesday night. Sal's Hoopheads, Brooke Rusko leading the crew in 2024. No doubt they'll be having a chat about Latmayan. Speaking of chats, what can the Aucklanders get out of this one?
Good habits. Just looking for good habits moving forward.
Mentality right now. We're getting caught up in shit. The refereeing is never going to be great. Come together, organize, prepare. We got to stay here right now. We're too experienced. We're too good for that shit. Come on now. Offensively, play through sides with this group. Doesn't matter where you end up. Robbie's in the middle. One thing I want to look at. First play. R2, you come here. Cam, wrap him. Or just come off it. Either one.
Wait, who's there?
That's you. Robbie here. Curl that. Hold in it. Here we go. AT, I'll do what you think. AT.
I like the message, Casey. Hey, we're an older group, we're experienced. Hold your head here. We've got to maintain composure.
And as a member of an older group, I'd say, how about you get me on the bench? There's only so many miles left on these tires. Well, let's save it for one that matters. But, I mean, he's right. He's absolutely right. You know, this is, you don't need to be getting baited into that. You don't need to be frustrated. Yes, it's a bad day. But let's film, to finish this game, let's create some good habits. Let's get a little bit of momentum going forward.
Tarangi out of that timeout, adds another 2.
Love him as a post player, especially if he's got that mismatch. He's just such a physical handful for most wing players down there on the block.
Much better in the second half too. He's up to 17. Ben Air with the little bunny. Tarangi to low. To Glidden. We're going to call that all season long between those three. Glidden with the 3.
And look how much better that ball movement is, though. Some of it, possibly the Saints taking their foot off the pedal, but it's so much crisper, so much more definitive with what they want to do. Very different to the first 3 quarters of offense.
In good passing, Ben Air comes up with it. Shot clock ticking down. And another 3. Dougal meter.
Marie is really finding that speed, up to 9 points now. Hasn't shot the ball great, but all his triples, all the buckets.
Webster adds a triple of his own.
Up to 18 as well.
Highest score so far of the new season, the Saints into triple figures. Harris has been the best of them, 27 for him. Smith-Milner, productive. He adds another triple.
Raining triples to finish this, still at 30 points. The Saints now up to 13 threes. 36 of them attempted at a 36% clip.
Smith-Milner's drained 4 of his own. Foul mid-court, Ruben Tarangi. 105-76. Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Harris with 27, 5 fouls there, Tarangi, so he's out of the game. Smith-Milner takes the seat, 22 for him today. Ben Ayre has 20 points and 12 assists. Len Mayen, off injured now, has 19. For the Tuatara, Webster up to 18. Tarangi now sitting, has 17. Rob Lowe, 14. Second half for him's been tough. Cam Glidden with 13. Young Troy Plumtree, one of the stories of this opening day here in Wellington. Harris staring down a 30-piece. 28 for him. 2:35 to play in the capital this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it. Sky open. Live and free across the country every Sunday afternoon of the Sal's NBL season.
Still getting on the floor. Rob Lowe still hustling, still diving on the ball. To no avail as the possession arrows favors the Saints.
Speaking of new innovations in season 24, Casey, as we have some changes happening for both teams. Every Wednesday night of the Sal's NBL, live and free on Sky Sport TikTok. Great innovation. First in the world for a game every single week of a season. Well done to you and the team.
Sky Sport NZ, you can find that there. And, you know, I watched the first one a little bit with bated breath, but it was nice to see a good amount of activity on there, great engagement during that game on that platform, and looking to see it build from here. Watch out in that first row. Took out a couple of drinks there.
Always fun.
Got a paisi there. Giving those boxes their money's worth.
And a bit of drink down the shirt as well. There's Ledger. Young Wiley into the action as well. He's a triplet, did you know that?
He's a what?
Fun fact, Josh Wiley is a triplet.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Can the other two hoop too?
Probably not as good as him. Speaking of hooping, Plumtree.
Well, let me firstly tip out a little sorry to his parents, because that would have been really tough. And actually here with a minute 30 left, I do just want to send a shout out to the Olbrich family in Australia. We didn't get to it earlier, but Lachlan Olbrich, import for the Canterbury Rams, tragically lost his father earlier this week to a heart attack at the age of 51.
Well, it was Wednesday night, so just after that game, the Rams and the Giants, young Lockie found out that his father had tragically passed away. Playing basketball, we believe, in Adelaide, 51 years of age, so yeah, best wishes.
So NBL thoughts out to him and his family, as I'm sure the Australian basketball community does the same.
Well said. 30-point margin here, dying seconds. And in about 53 seconds, Casey, this crowd, another full house yet again here in Wellington. They are going to explode. They love their Saints, season number 40. They're chasing their 13th title, believe it or not.
Off to a good start to the chase. Not the way I think any pundit around thought this one was going to finish. A 30-point stretch here. 3 players and over 20 points. Fourth lap man with 19 who did not play for the past 15 minutes. So fantastic performance for the Saints. Back to the drawing board for the Tuatara. But if we know one thing about this squad, it's that they'll bounce back.
And they've got some players to come in of their own as well. That basket counts.
And one for Will Ledger there. Nice drive, good finish with the left hand.
Charlie Dalton, young star. returning to the country shortly from college.
It'll be interesting to see how Charlie fits into this lineup. Last year, they really depended on him, and he was able to sort of play through and live through some of those growing pains. And I think might be a little, not sure he's going to have that sort of freedom, but will certainly be a better player after a year in the college system.
Late opportunity here for the Saints. Arthur Pilcher.
Nice little step through, good strong move. Looks physically impressive in the rapid league game, and out here putting a lot of effort on the second side.
Brass band is playing. Crowd up and about. There's a replay on Pilcher, spinning one way, back to the other.
Strong move, strong finish. Saints were about to call a timeout there, by the way.
No, Zico. Come on. Come on. Surely not. Had a bit of fun with Zico after the three-quarter time break. He was true to form as we welcome him back. And some defensive pressure there mid-court from young Arthur Pilcher, the 19-year-old.
And guess what? Timeout called.
No. Oh, Zico wants to have a chat with 12.3 to go.
Well, hey,
up by 30.
You said every point counts. And Zico Cordell certainly thinks so.
Well, take us through some of the stars here on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet, Casey, because it has belonged to the Saints.
Before I do that, I'm just going to say, that timeout is going to leave a sour taste in a talented team. And you are rubbing some salt in a wound that you do not want to rub in this early in the season, from my opinion. Just let this one go, take the 30 points. But this is going to be an angry team moving forward. You can see that they're calling out one thing.
Noted.
But let me talk about those stats. Wellington, very impressive, 50% from the field, 35% from deep, 27 free throws at 85%, 32 rebounds on the day, 12 of those offensive, and 23 assists of those 37 shots. Just a tremendous performance. The Tuatara, not one for the record books, one they're gonna just try and flush away and look on to the next one. But if of the most concerning things in there, 17 turnovers, just not playing and valuing the ball to the level they did a season ago.
Well, the Saints advance the ball, no doubt looking for some late points here. As you said, every point does count. Dougal Meter, maybe with a deep three, up and over, that won't land, and maybe now for Fitzgerald from mid-court, looked good off the hand.
Got fouled too.
That'll do us. Hiram Harris, the star, with 28. And the Saints win it by 30. Big start for the Wellingtonians. So many good signs as they try to head back to glory for the 13th time. What a win for them.
Fantastic win, fantastic start to the season. Couldn't ask for a better offensive performance, and it was backed up with an excellent job on the defensive end as well. You see the shooting percentages, good on the glass to beat the Tuatara by 9 on the glass eventually. Excellent job with those 17 turnovers. That had a lot to do with the Tuatara unable to reach their peak offensively.
Well, there's the Chemist Warehouse stats. Let's have a look at the games coming up. We're headed to Sky Sport 5 shortly for the Giants and the Bulls. Here's what we've seen so far. And of course, there is the one to come to complete round one. The updated ladder after the big Saints victory. Home by 30 over the Tuatara. And that catapults them. Early days in the Sal's NBL. Happy days for the Wellington Saints. Big winners to open it up.
No, it's just I think we're going to have to find somebody to get these kids to stop shooting because otherwise we're going to get hit by these balls like 8 times during these things. Well, Justin just grabbed some security.
Starting with the Rams and the Giants.
Rams and the Giants.
Unveiling the Premiership. Oh, the
Played well in that one.
Do that on the other end. But who did play well? Oh, Taylor Britt.
Taylor Britt, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the... The Cowles NBL highlight show. Season 2024 is up and going, and wow, round one results, how good was that?
Fantastic round. It was very interesting to watch that game's play. A few surprises, a few big surprises, but what we do know is that this is a competition that is filled with talent from top to bottom.
Well, it all started, of course, down at Cowles Stadium, the Rams. It's been a drought so long between championship banners. Of course, they hoisted their 2023 success before they took on the Giants.
And it was an understrength Giants team, but one with a lot of young players that have a lot of promise, coached by Mike Fitchett, so you knew they were going to bring it. But it was going to be a difficult task when the Rams were lifting the banner.
Let's check out what happened.
79. Hold on, keep that score. Keep, because we need the score now. We talk. So we go to the score and we say the score and then go to the next game.
Taylor Britt.
Score. Taylor Britt, Max Darling, solid. Kelly Lachlan Olbrook as well. For the Giants, Dan Fotu.
Early.
Dan Fotu.
Well, the Rams get the opening win, and they were led by their point guard.
Taylor Britt playing very well. You know, he's a bit of a veteran now, still looks the fresh
27.
face. 27. Oh, it felt like he had 27 points out there. Not quite good, but did an excellent job of finding his teammates. Max Darling in particular, and Lachlan Olbrook was fantastic in the post early.
And some good signs there for the